What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, depending on the time you're watching it today. Really excited to go ahead and be here today on today's live stream. Let's go ahead and see how the month ends, right? Today, or not today, but this whole week is going to be the last month of, or the last week, I would say, the last week of November. So we're going to go ahead and see how things go moving forward. If you are tuning in, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Let me know what you think, and let me know if audio is pretty good on your end. Let me go ahead and put some music on the side. And we're going to go ahead and see where things go right now moving forward. So give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and try probably something like this. Hey, how's it going? Happy? Thank you for tuning in today. Let's hope audio is good and not a little too loud. Let me know down below in the description. I'm sorry, not in the description. In the comment section down below if audio is perfect. Let's go ahead and give it a couple more minutes while we get everybody tuning in. And if you are watching this pre-recorded, welcome today. And if you are brand new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything. And I do want to go ahead and say I appreciate every one of you. We are now officially monetized. We are currently sending in the application. So really excited for that journey right there. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you. So I really do appreciate everyone that does support the channel. Let me go ahead and check if we are officially live on my end. I'm pulling on my phone right now, so give me 1 second. We're also very close to almost reaching 5,000 subscribers, so let's go ahead and make that happen. Awesome. So I just went ahead and posted my MEXC link down below. We're going to go ahead and give it a couple more minutes while we get more people coming in right now. Smash that like button for me if you are tuning in. Smash that subscribe. So we're going to be talking about Pepe 2.0 dumping. It looks like overall the whole entire market's kind of taking a hit. I did notice this weekend we had, you wouldn't even believe any of this, but we had Grok taking off, pumping, making new all-time highs. And I think that's where like it kind of took a lot of volume from the market and actually went over to Grok. And we actually saw a lot of altcoins and a lot of other meme tokens not doing so well because Grok was pumping. And it looks like everybody went and jumped into Grok. And you know, Grok is doing okay right now. It's not back, but it is back at it's still higher than what it was last week, right? How's it going, Soul? Thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and see how the market's doing overall today, but it's giving me this is what I've been waiting for, right? I've been mentioning to all of you, I told all of you I'm gonna go ahead and wait. Now I have some money to go ahead and deploy in the market. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a couple grand and see where things go, but I'm not going to go ahead and enter any positions yet. What I'm actually going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and wait these next coming days to go ahead and see how the market is going to be reacting overall. Like, is this going to be a start of some sort of, you know, bear scenario, or is this just buying the dip opportunity to go ahead and make new or higher highs, right? Because I'm not sure if any of you noticed, typically towards December is when we start to see a lot of sell-offs going on leading onto the new year. And the reason why we see a lot of that is because a lot of these corporations are now taking profits. They're now, you know, cutting their losses. They're purposely taking losses in order to go ahead and put that towards their taxes and all of that. So typically we always see a sell-off. You know, we have a massive run up and then we see a sell-off for a lot of these corporations and investors who are going to go ahead and do their taxes the coming year. They're going to go ahead and take that kind of loss so they could, I don't want to say avoid capital gains, but so they could go ahead and minimize that if they had any losses throughout the year. But we're going to go ahead and see if that scenario is going on right now. Smash that like button for me. It looks like we have about 5 current viewers right now at the moment. Smash that like button for me. Currently at 4 likes. So let's go ahead and get started. 6 viewers now in. As always, go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. We are actually in talks with 2 other more exchanges, so do expect that moving forward as well. Really excited for a lot of new announcements coming forward. But currently right now, you know, MEXC is one of my favorite exchanges. I've been trading with them for a while, and the reason why I love them is because you're able to trade meme tokens with leverage. If, you know, trading meme tokens wasn't enough, now you have leverage with it, which makes it even 20 times better and a lot more riskier, right? That's like the most degen shit you could actually go ahead and do. It's trade meme tokens with leverage, right? So yeah, if you want to go ahead and support the channel, go ahead and use my link down below. Obviously it does help support me, and yeah, you know, it definitely does benefit me only if you go ahead and sign up using my link down below. So I would really appreciate if you do go ahead and support me by using my link down below. But as always, I always recommend having multiple exchanges, even exchanges that I don't promote or push. I always suggest everybody to have multiple exchanges just in case anything ever happens to one of them, and never put all your money in one exchange, by the way. KK, how's it going? Do you think Grok will dump after the release of the actual chatbot? That's actually quite interesting. I don't know, but I do think that Grok is at a level where we should go ahead and start retracing. I think it's a little bit too overly pumped, if that's even a word. I think there's way too much greediness in the market, and you know how we all been talking about the fear and greed chart, and I mentioned how we never want to go ahead and enter territories that are super greedy, because then we start getting into these very scary levels where, you know, a lot of people start to get wrecked, people start to get liquidated. We have people over leveraging themselves, and this is the reason why we've been seeing a lot of this volatility, right? For example, we had a lot of shorts, a lot of bears shorting Bitcoin. I don't know why they would have done that. I mean, I told all of you, you know, when Bitcoin was at its levels at what it was before it, you know, it made it to higher highs, I told a lot of you, you know, I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. It's going to go ahead and create a short squeeze. It's going to go ahead and pump the market, and literally all it took was one form of fake news to go ahead and pump the market up and get all the shorts liquidated, right? So like right now we're at a very risky time to be trading. In my opinion, this is a time where you want to make your quick money. I always repeat this over and over again. I know I'm repeating myself all the time, but this is a reminder for all of us, not just you, especially me, that right now this is the market. You want to go ahead and enter a trade, and you want to get out. You don't want to go ahead and diamond hands. You don't want to go in forever. I think Grok is going to be a meta. I think potentially Grok could hit, you know, 1 billion market cap. I wouldn't be surprised. But even with that being said, I do think that you should be taking profits on whether it's Pepe 2.0, Grok, whatever the case is. I think this is a time to take profit when you are up, and then start adding to those altcoins or those other, you know, lower cap meme tokens that you believe in. Will have a really good run up for the next bull run, right? So we are getting close to some sort of bull run. We are getting the bullish indicators. In my opinion, I think once we break, you know, $40,000 and above, it's definitely going to get more people interested into crypto. And we're already seeing that all across the board, right? So I'm actually liking the fact that we are in a little bit of red today, despite the fact that the DXY is actually going down, which, you know, typically the DXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up, and right now it's like they're both down. It's Bitcoin likes to do its own thing, right? But I think right now this is a very healthy correction, and this is the reason why I've been telling a lot of you, like, I'm not going to be trading this market for the next couple weeks. Like right now, I'm going to go ahead and wait patiently. I'm just going to go ahead and analyze the market, see how the market ends these next couple of days. In my opinion, I think in the next 2 coming up weeks, we should be seeing some sort of, you know, we could possibly hit Bitcoin $40,000 and above, right? But I think right now we have to be very careful and not, you know, entering a trade right now when it's not giving us signs. Right now, Pepe 2.0 has dumped a lot, right? So we're going to go ahead and talk about that right now. But greed right now is looking pretty good, 66. I like that. Ideally, I would like to go ahead and see this number come down right here around the yellow and around the red. To me personally, this would be like the most freaking bullish thing ever. Like, I want people to like start panicking and start getting wrecked, because that means that, you know, we're going to be able to go ahead and make higher highs, and that's what we need in a market. We need to go ahead and see some sort of red in the market in order for new investors, new whales, and new traders to go ahead and get in the market, in order for us to go ahead and push the market even further. So can we go ahead and continue to stay at these higher highs and continue to make new all-time highs with really no real support to be found? Yeah, 100%. But it's not the healthiest. You know, then we start seeing the, you know, the 60-80% dumps, which panics a lot of people, wrecks a lot of people, and that's not the best thing for the market, right? So welcome everybody tuning in right now. Lisa, hey, how's it going? Lisa says, hey John, how's it going, Lisa? Hope you're having a good one today. Alan, how's it going? What's up, guys? What do you think about Q? What is Q? Is it on CoinMarketCap? I'll go ahead and look it up right now. Octavio, how's it going, bro? Long time no see. I will not accept a loss of $90. I will sell at 70.85 now. Pepe 2.0 just needs to get power again. Yeah, 100%. And this is the thing. The thing is, look, we had everybody jumping into Pepe 2.0. We had literally everybody jumping into Pepe 2.0 the last literally 3 weeks. And we saw it overall with the channel. I saw like a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new viewers, a lot of new traders jumping into Pepe 2.0. We started hearing the hype talk again. And then next thing you know, Grok came into the action. and kind of took all the spotlight for Pepe 2.0, and now Grok is a spotlight, right? Oh, this is Q right here. I guess this is Q right here. We're gonna go ahead and look at Q. Thank you. I think it's Q star. Okay, 4 million market cap. Okay. Okay, we'll look into that right now. Appreciate you on that. But look at, if you go ahead and look around on DEX tools right now, we're seeing over 38% dump, 84%. So everything's looking pretty red, right? And I like to go ahead and see that because that makes me feel a little bit more confident, more comfortable to go ahead and deploy my money into the market. And right now with Pepe 2.0, we have dumped, you know, we touched 40 million market cap, didn't stay above it. We dumped all the way down a little bit over 50%. I mean, we're at 17.24 million market cap on Pepe 2.0 right now at the moment, with 1.51 million of liquidity. Liquidity is looking pretty good. Holders have slightly decreased. Volume has slightly decreased on the DEX tools. And right now we are seeing a lot of selling pressure. And I did mention that if we were to go ahead and lose this area of support at the 4807, we were more than likely going to go ahead and come down to these levels of 3616, right? So like right now, I'm actually feeling more confident, more comfortable with Pepe 2.0 than I ever have, right? Obviously, if we would have held the support right here, it makes us feel a little bit more bullish. But what this is telling us right here is that obviously there's a lot of interest and there's a lot of people still looking and buying and holding Pepe 2.0. But the problem is now is that we're actually getting a lot of these wells purposely liquidating a lot of us, right? And you're seeing it. You could tell just based because we were hovering on support for a really good minute. We pumped, we touched resistance, and we ended up getting rejected right away, right? So that tells us that there's definitely a lot of traders and whales looking at Pepe 2.0. I mentioned how there's usually this scenario of like the 9 to 13 day consolidation before the next pump, and right now we're just waiting to go ahead and look for that support. So we obviously broke the support that was once a resistance, which is not a good sign. It's actually quite a bearish thing, right? So I don't want to go ahead and sit here and tell you that it's looking the most freaking bullish thing ever. The thing is with Pepe 2.0, because of the volatility and the manipulation, as a lot of you like to go ahead and say, I know a lot of you tell me like every time we talk about Pepe 2.0, like, dude, you know, it's freaking most manipulated freaking token out there. I completely agree. I mean, Grok is the most manipulated token as well, man. I mean, think about it. I mean, Grok literally did my breakout target, but it just so happened that there was an exploit before the breakout and it dumped, you know, 60 to 80%. Whales bought the dip, pumped it up all the way up to new all-time highs, and now we're seeing a lot of retail investors get wrecked again because they're chasing the shiny object, and that's where we start going wrong. You know, you don't want to go ahead and be doing that. You want to go ahead and patiently be on the sideline waiting for your opportunity to come. And I think right now this is the opportunity we've all been waiting for if you're looking to go ahead and go back into the market. I don't think this market is over. I think this market still has room to push, but we do need to see red. I obviously love, you know, when the markets just pump and we're all making crazy money, but realistically it's not sustainable, right? And if we continue to have that kind of market, we will have the market that we're having now, right? What happened during the whole entire scandemic BS thing that happened, right? Everybody was making money left and right. Everybody was freaking loving it. Free money was being given all around the world globally. You know, people were buying new houses, they were buying new cars, they were buying luxury items. The prices skyrocketed. Cars were being like 30% over MSRP. Homes have increased over literally almost 100% in like 6 months during the scandemic, and now we're paying the price for it, right? Now people are complaining like, oh, inflation is too high, inflation this, but nobody was questioning what was going on during this whole entire scandemic when free money was literally being printed out of thin air. Everybody had money. Everybody was making crazy amounts of money, literally doing pretty much almost nothing, and nobody was complaining then. And nobody questioned one thing, and now we're paying the price for it, right? We're paying the price through inflation. We're seeing this long bear market consolidating, and now we're all just hoping and crossing our fingers it's finally over because we're tired of this, right? And realistically, this is just the beginning to it. So we haven't even seen anything of what has been going on the last couple years since the scandemic happened that we're now finally paying the price, right? And right now, I think this is the market where you want to be trading the market. I don't think you want to be holding on to the market for too long. And there is obviously some positions that might be worth holding on to, but ideally, this is a time you want to go ahead and just pump, just quick little day trade. Let me go ahead and read some comments real quick right now. Alan. Let me go ahead and show the contract address for all of you to go ahead and check out. I just went ahead and approved it. Ryan, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one today, bro. How's Ding today? Let's go ahead and check out Ding in a little bit. Octavio, I almost putting more than $200 on it. Yeah, dude, I'm actually thinking of putting like $2,000 on Pepe 2.0, but I'm waiting because I think right now we might see some sort of downtrend in the market, and that's actually what we're going to look at. All right, so let me go ahead and talk about Pepe 2.0 because realistically, I'm gonna be honest with you, most of you only care about Pepe 2.0, and ideally, I care about Pepe 2.0 right now a lot because I'm looking for an entry point too. So let's go ahead and talk about Pepe 2.0 because I don't want to clickbait anybody. We're going to go ahead and finish some quick technical analysis on Pepe 2.0. So don't just leave. Don't think we're going to just talk about Pepe 2.0 today. I think this is an opportunity for us to make money. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Pepe 2.0, look at some entry points, see if we're still bullish or bearish. And then we're going to go ahead and go what Alan suggested, which was Q. And then we're going to go on from there, do some TA on Grok if that's what we're looking for. And then we're going to go ahead and see what else we could go ahead and talk about. So definitely go ahead and show me your projects right now. Comment down below. It's okay, whatever you want to go ahead and talk about. It doesn't have to be crypto related. It could be anything. Just tell me how your day is going, honestly. But if you want me to go ahead and do any TA on even a shitcoin, like the slightest shitcoin, go ahead and do it, right? We welcome these degen plays and we understand the risk. So definitely go ahead and comment down below any of the projects you want us to go ahead and talk about. Amhid, how's it going, bro? What do you think about Grok 2.0? We're gonna go ahead and talk about that. I'm glad you're mentioning that. So let's go ahead and look into Pepe 2.0. So looking at Pepe 2.0, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Grok 2.0 right now. Well, let me just go ahead and finish talking about Pepe 2.0 right now. Because Grok right now it's kind of a consolidating period too, so I want to talk about the opportunities that we could go ahead and talk about. So yeah, we'll talk about Grok 2.0, promise. I'm in a position in Grok 2.0, so not a big position, but a small position. I'm actually looking to add more money to it, so I'll talk about it. Look after MEXC is high manipulated, but in a good way. Let's definitely do that. KK, Treva Finance could be a good AI play. Where can we find KK? Where can we go ahead and find Treva Finance KK? Alright, so let's look into Pepe 2.0. And a lot of you are like, dude, this is the most manipulated fucking token ever. And I agree with you. And the reason and the way you're able to tell is when you're seeing these massive wicks. And you see this multiple times throughout the chart on Pepe 2.0. I mean, look at this wick all the way down to the downside. This liquidity grab literally pumped. Grabbed the liquidity from 3941, literally dumped almost like 30 to 40%, and it literally pumped all the way up 52%. So this is giving us signs that obviously there's a lot of manipulations. There's whales that are interested into Pepe 2.0 and they're looking to go ahead and cause this kind of scares in the market, right? And right now we are seeing that we are hovering and holding this area of support around the 4s. I did say ideally that we could go ahead and actually come down to these levels around the 3s and the 2s. I think if we do go ahead and break down below, I think this is going to be a little bit more bearish and bullish in my opinion. I could be wrong. I mean, we could purposely go ahead and get pushed down to the downside, have a quick little liquidity grab like we've been seeing, because people are going to probably be buying this dip. They're going to go ahead and liquidate everybody, buy in at these lows, and then pump the market back up. And I think that's something that could actually go ahead and happen. So be very careful right now moving forward. And for that reason, that's why I'm going to be looking at Pepe 2.0 very carefully. There's also a high probability that we could go ahead and see some sort of reversal coming in and then getting rejected around the 5127. And if we do go ahead and get rejected there, then we are more than likely probably going to consolidate around the zone and then lose the support coming back down to the 3687 and potentially down to the 3269, which could be a buying opportunity. But I could go ahead and assure you that this move right here will be more of a bearish move and would actually go ahead and panic a lot of the new investors or new traders if the dip doesn't get eaten pretty quickly, right? So we don't want to see any of that right now. I think right now what we need to go ahead and look for is some sort of consolidation period around right here, and then our next target will be breaking above the 5246, and I think that's what we need to focus on right now. I say we keep it very simple. Obviously we have higher areas of resistance like breaking above back to the 8358, the 9000, and that would go ahead and tell us, you know, the next price areas would be the 19004 and then the 24, which would be deleting another zero. But I think right now because we are in this kind of like shaky market. I do not want to go ahead and talk about these price areas right now at the moment. I think our main focus should be right now focusing on holding this area of support right now around the 4141 and then breaking past through this resistance at the 50. We are seeing that the RSI, we are currently almost getting towards the oversold territory. Doesn't always means that it has to reverse, but typically is an indicator that does give us that there is going to be some sort of reversal in the market. I mean, right here with Pepe 2.0, it has been pretty respected. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we're seeing the RSI right here oversold and pumped. We're seeing the RSI being overextended, being overbought, which is a lot of interest into the market, and then we quickly see some sort of dip coming after we always approach the overbought territories, right? So right now we're also even doing something very similar like we did back over here in October, where it dipped and then had a pump. So I think if we do go ahead and dip towards these levels or even hold this area of support, I do think that after the next run up, we will be surpassing 40 million market cap. This is all speculation, doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I do think that if we do go ahead and hold this area of support, we do get more investors, we start getting the new hype coming in, and then we have Bitcoin hitting $40,000. I do think Pepe 2.0 could go ahead and break through these areas of resistance really easily and probably be approaching our next zone, which would be the 24,490. And actually measuring it from this bottom to this top, we're looking at ideally a 500% pump. And then this is like midterm, like this thing could literally happen in the next 2 weeks and a half. That's what I think could happen. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is if, you know, everything in the market goes well. You know, Bitcoin hits $40,000. Pepe 2.0 continues to consolidate, hold its support. We get new investors. We get the volume that is needed. Then yeah, that's going to happen. I do think a 500% pump is very doable. It's not unrealistic considering we know how Pepe 2.0 moves, right? So looking at the 1 hourly, we are seeing that on the 1 hourly, we do get a little bit more information that we are at this oversold territory. So we're going to go ahead and see how in the next couple hours it reacts. I mean, this is the area of resistance right now as well at the 43449 or 4399 or 4399, sorry. So we could say that's an area of resistance. So right now, I would say just keep your eyes out throughout the day or throughout the night, depending on the time you're watching this, and then just look at how the market's reacting, right? Are we seeing that kind of, you know, bullish scenario? I mean, we saw this multiple times right here, as I mentioned. Even if we measure it from here to here, it took us about 4 days to go ahead and finally see a pump. So we could have another consolidation for this whole entire week before we start seeing another breakout to the upside. And I do think that as soon as we do go ahead and break above the 4640, we are more than likely going to approach these next areas of resistance, the 5.6, and then we're going to be getting closer to our goal. So right now, I would say just focus on Pepe 2.0 consolidation, see where it's moving. If we continue to lose support, then it is going to be very bearish. But right now, I would just say keep your eyes out on this. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but I would just be looking at the market right now. I wouldn't be trading the market. That's just me personally. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you have to do it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm looking for a position on Pepe 2.0, but I'm not looking to enter right now because I don't know where things are going. And I want to get a little bit more of a sentiment of where the market's going, right? Is this finally the top for Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to dump to the $32,000, which would be the most bullish freaking thing, but it does also mean that we will be seeing alts dump 30% in my opinion, and we're going to see a lot of these meme tokens pretty much hit the top already. And that means this kind of rally that we're in is going to be over until we wait for the next sign that the rally's back on. And that could be literally, that could mean that we already had our final run up and we have to go ahead and wait for the next confirmation, which could be in the beginning of the new year. You know, maybe this is the top already. I don't know, but that's how I'm kind of feeling a little bit. But I think even overall, I wouldn't mind taking a break from trading for a whole month and then enter the market back up on January, because I do believe some sort of altcoin season will go ahead and begin. So in my opinion, everything's looking really good. I wouldn't trade this market right now. Maybe it's a time to short, but even shorting is very volatile, just because we could have news literally switch just like that, right? So like for me, I wouldn't be shorting this market whatsoever. I think this is a time to go ahead and long the market. but it doesn't mean I'm going to long every freaking position. That means when I start seeing this kind of red, I'm just going to go ahead and stay on the sideline, analyze the markets, and then enter a long position. That's what I would rather do, because there's more bullishness in this market than bearishness. Now, once we start approaching the areas where, you know, we break down below the 3772 on Pepe and we start entering the 2479, then that's when I'm going to tell you, hey chat, you know what? It's time for us to freaking short this shit all the way down to zero and make a lot of freaking money. So either way, we're going to make money whether the markets are up or down because we're trading them, right? But I think realistically that there's still enough room for this market to go ahead and pump Pepe 2.0, Grok, all of these other tokens of pump before we start seeing, you know, a lot of these meme tokens dump 90%. And then once we start getting those areas of resistance, then that's when we start shorting a lot of these meme tokens where we can make money literally all the way down while they're dumping 90% and people are getting wrecked. So right now, I would go ahead and hold on with Pepe 2.0. Just have this on your watch list. If you are looking to go ahead and trade Pepe 2.0, go ahead and use MEXC, one of my preferred platforms. You can go ahead and leverage trade that right now. We are currently giving all the way up to $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. Ideally right now, wouldn't suggest don't do no more than 10x leverage, but obviously I'm not a financial advisor. I think right now this is a very, very volatile market, and I'm not touching no more than 10x right now. Maybe I might touch 20x depending on how the setup is moving, but right now I'm only touching 10x to 5x. And I would, you know, suggest many of you to go ahead and just be aware of that too. It's really, really volatile right now. Obviously, the higher the leverage, the more money you're going to make, but also the more money you're going to lose. And I think right now we're at a very, very greedy time in the market where more people are going to lose money than make money realistically. So let's go ahead and look at these other projects now that we talked about Pepe 2.0. Comment down below any other questions that you have with Pepe 2.0, and then we're going to go ahead and look forward into it. So we're going to be looking at QStar next. Let me go ahead and read some comments real quick. Hey, what's up, Tillery? How's it going, dude? Hope you're doing good. What's up, bro? How's it going with you? About to eat some spaghetti, man. Sounds good, bro. Smash that like button. Yeah, smash that like button, everybody. Would really, really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to make you mod too, bro. I have to go ahead and make you mod. I'll make you a mod today after this live stream, Tillery. But I hope you're having a good day today, bro. So yeah, I mean, this is where you want to start buying the market. Now, obviously not right now, but this is a time that you want to be buying the market. It's when everybody's panicking. I'm not panicking. I was like literally the biggest bear the last couple months. And I've been talking about this kind of market. I've been saying, hey chat, like we are approaching very, very risky areas. We're literally having Solana pump, not even finding support. We're seeing all these tokens pump 80, 90, 100, 200, 400%. And we're seeing everybody getting overly excited about a freaking $69,000 Bitcoin. And I'm like, all right, chat, this is the time to start panicking a bit. Because once we start having a little bit more of the retail investors feeling confident in this market, that's usually when the market starts to go ahead and go down, right? So you want to be in the market where you start seeing your favorite influencers on YouTube or Twitter talk about, you know, Bitcoin hitting $100,000 plus and above. You know, we're approaching an area of a territory that we are getting a little bit too confident, and that means the market is going to shift. You want to usually be entering this market and trading this market where you start seeing all this bearish news from your favorite influencer on Twitter or YouTube talking about, you know, Bitcoin going to $6,000. Like, you know damn well that's not going to happen, right? Could it happen? Possibly. You know damn well it's not going to happen. And that's usually the time when you want to be buying the dip. So right now, I want people to panic. Obviously, you and I are not, because we understand how the market moves, and we stay neutral, right? We make money both sides of the market. I'm not shorting this market. I know a lot of you will go ahead and short this market. Go for it. For me personally, I'm just not willing to take that risk to short the market yet. But if we do go ahead and see, you know, the dollar continue to go up, let's say, for example, let's say the DXY reverses and we start seeing, you know, Bitcoin, you know, start losing support, then yeah, I'm going to freaking short the market all the way down. And that's going to be definitely a sign for us to go ahead and say, you know what, maybe right now we have reached the top. But right now the DXY is still doing its thing. So we haven't received those signs fully on yet. So looking at QStar, I don't know what the heck this is. Currently sitting at a total market cap of 4.60 million with $293,000 of liquidity, 2.53 thousand holders. Token was created, or the pool at least, was created back on 11/22. So it actually got created the last couple of days ago. We're in the 27th, so probably a little bit over a week. I don't know what this is, honestly. Let's go ahead and look into it. Pretty cool website, I'll tell you that. It's probably something to do with AI, huh? An artificial general intelligence is a hypothetical type of intelligent agent. QStar brings us the power of innovation, technology, and power. We're excited about people who are talking about us. Guys, I found Q. So is this, I think this is another AI kind of play. KuCoin is ready to flip all other variants, including Grok. Interesting. So right now it looks like we are entering this kind of meta again with the AI. I've actually been talking about this AI narrative literally for the last 4 or 5 months, and I think Grok is definitely going to be the one that's going to be leading the market when it comes to a lot of these AI plays. So I think moving forward, I also mentioned that I'm actually willing to take on more risk, which is something typically I wouldn't do. I mentioned that, you know, the last couple weeks, almost a month, I was saying how I wasn't touching any of these new shitcoins coming out. I was just trading the ones that were already out through MEXC. And right now, we're kind of getting this scenario where we're getting a lot of more people feeling a little bit more degenerate and willing to lose more money and risk more money. And that means that there's going to be new tokens being created, right? So I think right now moving forward as well, I'm definitely going to be taking a look at the whole entire DeFi sector market, because I think right now we are entering this side of things, in my opinion, where we're going to have to get a little bit more risk on, because people are starting to feel a little bit more confident and comfortable in the market, right? And that's usually when you want to start taking the risk. Not financial advice, but that's typically when you want to go ahead and start taking the risk, is when you start getting these signs of a new meta coming on. We have Grok, for example. Typically then it follows with some sort of other token, for example, Grok 2.0. Now we're seeing QStar, which is almost very similar to like the chart. Literally, this is almost a very similar chart to what I saw with Grok when I was first told about Grok the first couple days it launched. And we're seeing a very similar pattern, right? So right now we're seeing this narrative of AI, and we talked about, you know, Unibot, which I mentioned a while back. I said, you know, Unibot is going to be a massive play in my opinion, besides the fact that it actually did just get exploited just recently. And it's actually quite surprisingly, right? Because I've actually been really, really bullish on Unibot. I don't even know where it's at. Where's it at? Unibot. That's weird. Is it this one? Oh yeah, it's this one right here. And this thing was approaching like over 200 million, and I mentioned how my price target was a little bit under $44. So I think right now with this whole entire narrative with AI, I think projects such as like the Telegram bots that are going to be on the AI might go ahead and have some sort of correlation with it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, all right? I'm just speculating right now. This is where you start making crazy money. Is you need to start thinking. You got to start using your brain a little bit now, and we're getting the signs of the markets of a lot of these people willing to go ahead and take more risk on these meme tokens, and we're seeing a lot of these tokens now trying to copy Grok. You see Grok, baby Grok, you see baby AI Grok, you see all this BS Grok BSC. You know, I saw Grok BSC pump today 200% on MEXC. So we're seeing the narrative of Grok, right? And I think this might go ahead and play on with the plays with anything AI related. So we're seeing that with Q as well. And I think right now we should start looking into positioning ourselves into these riskier plays that are AI narrative, meaning that this is a time you want to go ahead and start looking for those very low cap market cap where they're sitting at like literally like below $1 million and willing to go ahead and throw in like $100, because if we do go ahead and have, you know, Grok and, you know, Bitcoin hit $40,000, a lot of these meme tokens are going to do literally 2,000%. You're going to do 200x, 300x, 400x, 500x, 1,000x. And that's because there's now people willing to go ahead and take on more risk in the market, right? Ethereum hitting new all-time highs. This whole entire narrative with Grok is definitely bringing a lot more liquidity into the market, which is a good thing, right? And then Bitcoin hitting over $40,000 is going to go ahead and bring that confidence in the market as well. So right now we're getting the narrative overall that there is going to be playing some sort of AI narrative. So just be on the lookout for that, all right? So if you see any new token coming out that talks about some bullshit, you know, the next ChatGPT or some dumb thing using AI, don't focus on the technology. I don't think right now this is even a time to focus on technology when it comes to blockchain. I mean, the most craziest thing I've probably ever said, but realistically, a lot of this technology is not going to be adaptable, right? A lot of people are not going to adapt to this new layers of solutions to whatever this blockchain things, and no one cares. People are just here to make money, and they're going to go ahead and hop on whatever, you know, has the hype, makes sense, and has really good setups, right? And for that reason, I think this AI narrative is still going to be around, right? So if you find anything that's like AI narrative, AI driven, something with AI in it, something like that, you might want to go ahead and throw in $100 early on, even if it's like a 20,000 market cap, because that usually means that if we have Grok continue to do its thing and we do see Grok hit 1 billion market cap, $40,000 Bitcoin, all these freaking lower cap tokens that were like literally like, let's say Sun AI or Moon AI or something like that, just because it has the word AI, it might go ahead and do a 500%. Or a 5x, sorry, a 500x, literally a 500x, not a 500%. That would be like a 5,000%. A 5,000%, you know, it would do crazy amounts, right? And we're seeing that right now with Unibot too. We're seeing the consolidation, and we even saw Unibot hit as high as $231. So right now, my goal moving forward is just keeping my eye on this narrative and see if this is really going to be the narrative. It looks like it will. And it looks like a lot of these meme tokens, I'm willing to go ahead and take a little bit more risk when it comes to these meme tokens. So be on the lookout. Q looks like it's doing the same thing as Grok. So what I'm going to go ahead and do moving forward is, because it is a hot trending right now, number 3, I'm going to go ahead and analyze this thing and see if it moves with Grok. Because Grok is slightly kind of down right now. We're seeing this thing dump like 28%. And usually when you see like these tokens that are inspired by Grok or like AI, with that kind of narrative, you're going to see when they dump like 10%, they're going to go ahead and dump 30%. Or, you know, when they dump like maybe 50%, they're going to be dumping 80 to 90 or even 100%. So that's the reason why I'm saying this is the time to take a little bit more risk in the market, in my opinion. And look, even if you caught this one on the first day of launch, let's say you got in the second day, you bought the dip, that's a 2,138% pump, which is a 200, let's just say 220% or 220x, which is pretty insane, right? So these are the kind of opportunities that were being given right now in the market. I wouldn't throw in no more than $300. Obviously, if you have the money to throw in like over $1,000, it might be, you know, the risk of throwing in you know, $1,000 of potentially making possibly, you know, 2,000%. But just keep in mind that these are all gambles. These are probably like an 80% chance you're going to lose money and a 20% chance that you might be right. And that's kind of the reason why I kind of stopped touching a lot of these meme tokens, because you're not relying on TA. You're relying on bullshit stuff, literally gambling. This is just like betting on green or red or black or red. When you're playing roulette, that's literally all you're betting on when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens. And the only way you make money when it comes to these meme tokens is understanding the narrative, understanding the way people think, right? People are, if they start seeing some, I already know people are thinking, all right, AI, Grok, and they're putting it together and like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and push this up to 20 million market cap, because people might think that Q-Star might go to 20 million market cap. So this is literally just straight gambling when it comes to these meme tokens. We really can't do too much TA. We could look at support and resistance, but for the most part, when there's new narratives like this, we just don't know where the market's heading. And then the problem is too, is that then you start seeing like tokens like Grok take pretty much most of the freaking market cap from a lot of these lower cap altcoins, and then you start seeing a lot of people run into these tokens. So if you are looking to go ahead and jump into a position with Grok, I would go ahead and wait for this thing to drop a little bit, consolidate, and then re-enter a position. Alan says 4.6 million. It's an OpenAI Grok. So pretty much, see. Tiller says thanks. Let's make some money. Let's do it. Send it to me, bro. Thanks. I will do. Damn, we got to get them before they take off in a few days. Yeah, because people are dumping on another. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Right now, this is the time we should focus on looking for the hype. Looking for the thing that's going to pop up next, right? That's what we need to focus on right now. And that's kind of the risky territory that we're getting in towards, like the Pepes and the Pepe 2.0s. But this is also one thing you need to focus on. People are going to go ahead and be so distracted by Grok, and they're going to be buying Grok and buying all these AI freaking tokens, right? More people are going to get wrecked, because I think we're entering this very greedy territory where I'm sure Grok could probably go ahead and approach, you know, $1 billion market cap, but in my opinion, you know, this is way too risky. Like, I wouldn't freaking be like playing too much with Grok. Obviously, if I am trading the Grok, I would go ahead and trade Grok, but these are risky territories. When you're entering a total market cap of 154 million with only almost 3 million of liquidity, this is really, really risky. This is a high risk, high reward. You and I are not going to make money off of Grok anymore. The party's over. You wanted to go ahead and jump in right here, or you wanted to jump in right here when we were talking about it. And if you didn't make money on Grok, I'm not saying it's over for you, but I'm just saying like the probabilities of us really making a killing with Grok kind of slimmed down a little bit. You start entering this higher risk, lower reward, which to me, I'm not going to go ahead and take a high risk and you know, get paid pennies pretty much. I would rather go ahead and take on a high risk and get the high reward. And right now with Grok, with this whole entire narrative, you're seeing it across the market. Everything's red besides Grok, 20%. And then we see Unibot slightly at 0.6. So if you're looking to go ahead and enter any of these positions for AI, I would go ahead and just take a look and see how a lot of these metas are now doing. Like if they are actually moving with Grok, or if it's just some other kind of hype behind it. But right now I'm willing to go ahead and take on more risk. And I'm willing to go ahead and get back on DeFi and start throwing $100, $200 on a lot of these tokens that nobody's ever heard about. So when people start talking about them, you start taking advantage of the freaking 2,000% gains, right? So I think right now overall in the market's looking really, really good. Ding's down about 7.2. These are the kind of projects you want to start jumping into, the ones with a very, very low market cap. You know, these are worth the risk. These tokens like this, when they're at a very low market cap below 100,000, you throw in $100 and it hits, let's say 10 million market cap, you're making thousands of dollars only risking $100. It's like literally a lottery ticket, you know. But like for me personally, Grok, if I'm not going to be throwing thousands of dollars in Grok unless I'm leverage trading it, you know. But I wouldn't be trading Grok on DeFi. That's just me personally, because it's a high risk with a very low reward. I would rather throw in $100 on a very risky looking sketchy meme token because we're entering some sort of, you know, meme coin season, and then turn my $100 into a couple grand. And you're better off doing that than entering these very high overpriced projects that we know are going to eventually dump. So right now, if you're looking to enter Grok, one that might be a good alternative to take a look at is Grok 2.0. It's literally doing almost a very similar thing than what Grok is doing. It literally has a very similar breakouts. The only difference is when Grok pumps, Grok 2.0 pumps on steroids. Literally, I mean, look at this bottom right here. That's an 800% pump. That's an 8x. Meaning, if you had $1,000 right here, you already made $8,000 right here off this pump alone. That's not even considering, because Grok 2.0 hasn't even hit its all-time high, which from its all-time high right here, measuring it, that's a 3,230% pump, which is about a 300x or a 30x. Yeah, 30x, I believe. 300, yeah, 30x. So 30x, imagine risking $1,000 to do a 30x. That's like what, $30,000 if I'm not mistaken? $100, that'd be $3 grand. Do you see where I'm coming? Do you see where I'm going? It's like, why would I go ahead and risk my money on Grok if Grok 2.0 moves very similar, and when it pumps, it freaking pumps like crazy? I would rather risk $100 on Grok 2.0, take on that risk, make potentially $300 or $30,000 if I put in $1,000. And if Grok original, let's just say it dumps right now and the hype is over, at least he only risked $100 to $1,000. But if you're entering Grok right now, like you're entering the high cap Grok, the one with $156,000 or $156 million, in order for you to make $30,000 on Grok, do you know how much you have to be risky? Let's just say you're using, even if you use leverage, let's say you only leverage a 10x, right? You're using no more than 10x leverage, because Grok is very, very manipulated. I got wrecked on Grok. You know, I lost $20,000. Like literally when I enter the market, like right here. I ended up getting wrecked. I got liquidated almost around right here, and it literally hit the area that I knew was going to break out to, which I would have made $59,000 right here, which wasn't even that much of a pump. It was like literally almost a 30% pump. And at these levels, my position would have been over $100,000, $300,000. But I was willing to risk it right here. And you wanted to enter Grok around this zone right here. It was worth risking, you know, $10,000 on Grok leverage trading around these zones right here with 10x leverage. It was worth it because your upside was 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, $500,000, depending on where you bought and how much you bought. But it was worth it right here. But am I willing to go ahead and throw in $10,000 on Grok right now? Heck no. Not even leverage trading. I wouldn't even want to risk that kind of money. If I was to go ahead and risk any kind of money, even $1,000, because I'm so bullish on Grok, let's say I'm very bullish on Grok, I would rather throw it on this Grok 2.0. Turn my $1,000 into $30,000. I'm only risking $1,000, as opposed to if you throw in $1,000 in Grok, we're talking about spot, not even leverage. Even with leverage, yeah, good luck turning $1,000 into 30 grand with Grok original. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying you're gonna have to take on a higher risk. You're gonna have to probably put over $10, $20, $30,000 in order to even make $30,000 back. So do you see how, like, I'm saying, like, right now Grok is at a very high risk territory, and that's why I wouldn't chase Grok whatsoever. It could hit 1 billion, but I would rather go for Grok 2.0, and I'm not endorsed by them. I only have like $30 into Grok, dude. I only have 30 bucks into Grok 2.0. So to me, whether it goes to a 30, if it does a 30x, I'm going to make probably a little bit over, I don't know, maybe a little bit over $300+ or more, I think, or maybe even more than that. $3,000, I don't know. But I wouldn't mind risking $30 to make 30 grand or 3 grand, you know, or even risk $1,000 to make 30 grand. I'm not sure if any of you kind of understand my point. And this is kind of the reason why I'm saying, like, I don't endorse any of these projects, and I usually would not trade these DeFi meme tokens anymore because I kind of like got off that wave because literally you're gambling. But there has to be a time for everything. And right now we're entering the time of this meta of AI, which is Grok. And this will make you more money. Put 2 grand on this, 30x. If you're really feeling degen, 5 or 10 G's on this with a 30x will make you a boatload of money. But you also need to look out for liquidity and know the risk that it looks like liquidity is not locked. And this is where you start taking the higher risk, higher place, where you could throw in $100, turn it into a couple grand. Grok, in my opinion, this thing's overly hyped, overly priced. You're not going to make a lot of money. It's just the reality of it. You know, you want to get in when no one's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. And what I think is going to happen is that because everybody's getting distracted, and if you guys are still here listening right now, go ahead and smash that like button for me. If you're still listening to this right now, the benefit of this that I'm telling you with this whole entire Grok BS is that while everybody's so distracted with Grok and Grok this, and most people are going to get wrecked. Promise you. Most people are going to get freaking wrecked on Grok. Guaranteed. But that's going to be the time when you and I start making the money, because people are going to lose interest into the bonks. They're going to be losing the interest into the Vegas Inus, the frogs, the dings, the Pepes. They're going to lose the interest into the Pepes. That's where we're seeing a dump on Pepes right now, because people are moving all their money and throwing it into Grok. They're going to get hammered. Trust me. They're going to be buying the tops, getting wrecked, and they're going to come back crying on Pepe 2.0 and Pepe once they start seeing the pump. And this is the benefit for you and I. While everybody's getting freaking distracted by the next shiny object, let them get distracted. You and I are going to be looking for other opportunities. That's why for me, I wouldn't mind throwing $1,000 or even $300 into Grok 2.0, letting it sit, do its thing. You and I look for trades, look for other new trading opportunities in the market. If Grok freaking pumps like crazy, well, we just turn our few $1,000s, a couple $100s into a couple grand. And if it doesn't go the right way, we're still making money in the back end. When we position ourselves in the Solana projects, in the Pepes, while everybody was being so distracted by the other shiny object that everybody's going to get wrecked on. And this is kind of the mentality that you want to have moving forward. And I think that's what's going to happen. Pepe 2.0, it's going to pump when no one's expecting it. Trust me. And this is the reason why I'm saying a lot of these projects will as well. A lot of these projects, as soon as the hype dies with the Groks, it's over. People are going to get wrecked. More people are going to lose money. Trust me. But while you and I are looking for opportunities in the market, are patiently waiting, and we're not running and rushing in and jumping into Grok because, you know, our favorite influencers are talking about them, that's when you know you're at the top. You reach the top. Can it hit $1 billion market cap? Yes, but you're entering a very high risk, very high risk territories, which for me personally, I wouldn't mind. I don't want to be risking. I would rather risk $1,000 and make literally $30,000 on this Pepe 2.0 pump than risk, you know, $1,000 just to barely double my account on a Grok, or $5,000 to barely make, you know, $10,000. Obviously, this is all depending on like your size and leverage you're using. But even with Pepe 2.0, with this kind of pump, like even if you get it from over here to this bottom to this top, and you're leverage trading with a 10x or above, even from his previous all-time high, that's a 300% pump. That's a 3x. If you're using leverage, you're going to be making bank off of this. And this is not just Pepe 2.0. This is a lot of these other projects. I'm just showing you an example because people don't care about the Pepes. That's why they're dumping. They don't care about the frogs anymore. Now it's the AI. And when it starts breaking through these areas of resistance, we're going to see Pepe 2.0 potentially hit a 600% pump. So realistically, you know, you're getting at a project. Think about almost getting into Grok at a 17 million market cap compared to where it's at right now, 150 something, and it's probably going to go higher. It's probably going to hit 500 million. But you're going to be making the money on these kind of projects, the ones with a very low market cap. Once you start approaching 100 million market cap on a lot of these meme tokens, the volatility for you to turn $1,000 or a couple $100 to a couple grand or even $1 million, it kind of slightly goes down. And that's what I want all of you to go ahead and be aware of. Tillery says, yeah, people are dumping on another. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's because it's already hit 164 million market cap and it dumped about 20 million. I mean, it literally hit almost 160 to 180 million market cap and dumped over 50 to 50%. 50 to 60% it dumped. Black Ranger, how's it going, bro? Long time no see, bro. I'm telling you, HSC, bro. Currently a 30K market cap. Also, I think Baby Grok is the next big one. Let's go ahead and look into that. HSC and Baby Grok. Dwayne, how's it going, bro? Long time no see. Hey, John, in your opinion, do you feel Pepe 2.0 is here to stay? I wouldn't say long term, bro. See, that's the thing. Like before, back in the day, I would be so like in love with a lot of these meme tokens, and I would not take profits, and you know, like I was like one of those moon boys, right? But after I got wrecked a couple times and I saw how the market moves, the market moves with cycles, you know. Pepe had the Pepe narrative frog for probably 2 months before the narrative died. Grok is going to have the same thing. Where Grok is a hot shit right now. Everybody's loving Grok. And out of nowhere, you're going to see something like this happen very similar. Do you see what's going on right here with Pepe? Do you see this pump right here? Where how I told you Pepe pumped from 4 million market cap or 8 million market cap all the way up to 95 million market cap. We're going to have a very similar thing happen to Grok too. We're going to see Grok eventually hit the top. We don't know where it's at. That's why for me, I'm not willing to take too much risk on Grok. I'm willing to trade it though. Like you're going to catch me swing trading Grok because it's freaking easy money, you know, because the moon boys are getting excited about it. But imagine getting in Grok right here. You don't even know if this is the top already for Grok. And you're going to experience, I promise you, you're going to experience a dump with Grok at a possibly maybe 50 to 80%. After it reaches the top, which you and I want to be getting in right here. We want to be getting at the top, shorting it. We want to be shorting that down. Once the narrative with Grok dies, it's going to be so much freaking easier to make money on the way down. So much easier because people love buying the greens. For whatever reason, people get excited when it's green and they buy more. But once people start seeing one red day or they start seeing 2 red days, they start panicking. They start selling off quickly. So there's actually, it's a slower way up in my opinion, but a faster way down. It's a little bit difficult to get up and reach these high crazy levels, but it's so much easier for you to reach the top and go down. You're going to see a quick dump. And people are going to be freaking out, and then you're going to have another whole entire BS scenario about, oh, this is what's wrong with crypto, you know, where they manipulate it, they pump it to, you know, millions of market caps, and then they dump it on the dumb people. It's the same story over and over again. It's the same thing that happened with Pepe. You know, people got wrecked with the whole entire Pepe narrative. I got wrecked. I was so in love with Pepe around right here that I took profits right here once on one of my bags, and I got wrecked trying to, you know, throw in all my money right here again, over $30,000. And that's what I'm telling you. That's why now moving forward, I don't freaking marry these tokens, bro. I don't care about none of these meme tokens. I know they're just here to make you money, and they're here to leave. They're just temporary. They're just there to be in your life once, and that's it. That's just my opinion. Can you have the Shibas? Maybe, but I feel like that's like the dream we've all been sold. When it comes to meme tokens, the dream we've been sold is, oh, remember Shiba, you know, it made millionaires. And then they have the other narrative. Oh, remember Pepe, it made millionaires. Now you're gonna have the Grok narrative. Remember Grok, it made millionaires. And people are gonna go ahead and have this inside of their head. So when the new freaking shitcoin comes out in town, they're gonna say, oh, but remember Shiba, but remember Doge, but remember Pepe, but remember how Grok made people millionaires. And there's always going to be this new narrative every time to remind you why you should be buying these meme tokens, and why you and I should be the exit liquidity for the people that are buying in at the bottoms, probably insider traders that are the ones that were literally making millionaires, and then they're selling us their stories of how they became millionaires, you know, investing, and why you should go ahead and diamond hands forever, and why you should never sell your bag. And it's a whole entire repeating factor over and over and over and over again, where they start, it's literally a cult is what I'm saying. And this is the reason why I prefer to only trade Pepe 2.0. Whether Pepe 2.0 goes to the up or to the downside, same thing with Grok, whether it goes up or down, we're going to make money. I'm just telling you, don't marry your bags on any of these shitcoins. Don't marry them, you know, don't fall in love with them. They're just here to just be temporarily in your life. They're here to just make you money, and that's it. Just enjoy it. Don't fall in love with it. I wouldn't. Can I be wrong if Pepe 2.0 hits over $1 billion market cap? Yes, but look at this liquidity, 7-month liquidity. Do you really want to put thousands of dollars and hold on to that for 7 months and see if the team doesn't freaking pull the rug on us? Or what about the liquidity that's being unlocked in 1 month? We don't know what that 7% is. Maybe that 7% is $2 million. I don't know. We have to look into that. But this is the kind of factors you need to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and look into HSC, and then we're going to go ahead and look at Baby Grok. And then I'm going to go ahead and start reading more comments. What is HSC? Can you send me the contract address on my Twitter, please? I don't know if this. No, this is not it. I don't know what HSC is. Let's go ahead and look at Baby Grok. Baby Grok. I've been hearing about Baby Grok, so I'm not sure if Baby Grok is on Ethereum too. It might be on Ethereum. But see, now you have the baby freaking Grok, bro. Like, you can't make any of this shit up. Like, even if you tried, you really can't. And it's giving you signs of how people are feeling with this whole entire Grok BS. Like, I mean, look at this chart. 6 million market cap, and look at this pump. Look at this pump. It doesn't even tell us the percentages, but that's freaking insane. Edward, how's it going, bro? Long time no see. Hello there. All crypto stocks are at risk, but no risk, no reward. Let's freaking go. I got a few backs. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. There is a lot of risk right now. Obviously, you know, if you're not willing to take the risk, there's no reward. But I also, what I'm trying to say is you just have to be very careful. It's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, obviously, dude, like, most of the money that I made was because I was over leveraging myself, taking that risk, and that's why I was able to make the crazy returns. You have to take a risk. That's what I'm telling all of you. You have to take that risk, but you have to ask yourself what risk you're willing to take. This is not the time in the market to, in my opinion, to be taking the risk of risking, you know, $20,000 into a total shit coin, or adding onto a bag that might never pump. You want to get on into these. Yeah, it's okay risking it. Go for it. Take the risk on these tokens, but minimize the money you're putting in. You could literally, if you would have jumped into Q Star with $100, you would have made thousands of dollars. If you would have jumped into Baby Grok when it first launched and you put in $1,000, you probably made over $30,000. And that's what I'm saying. It's okay taking on risks, but don't be putting in $10,000, $20,000 right here. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be putting in $5,000 right here. You don't know where it's going to go. you're more than likely probably going to lose if you're putting in that kind of money right here. What I'm saying is I love risk. It's okay taking risk, but you want to be taking it right here. This is where you want to be taking risk. Right here. This is where, oops. This is where you want to be taking risk. At the zone right here. You don't want to be taking risk right here at this top. And that's what most people do. They take risk at the top. This is why they get wrecked. This is why they, oh, crypto's a scam, crypto's this, da 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 da. But the people that get rewarded are the people that are willing to take the risk right here. Put in the $5,000, $10,000. That's okay, but put it right here. Don't put it right here. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's okay taking on risk, but you need to take it on before anybody catches on. Because if you want to make thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions, you probably wouldn't be able to cash out $1 million, honestly, with 587,000 of liquidity. But you put in $2,000 right here, you can make $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 at this top. But you need to go ahead and take on the risk, as Alan says. But you need to be taking the risk right here. Don't take them right here. And for me, that's what I'm saying. All right, now I'm not taking that. You think I'm going to go ahead and be dumb enough to throw in a couple grand into baby grok at these levels? I'm not. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to see where the things, where all of this is heading. And if I was to go ahead and risk anything on anything grok related, I'm going to throw it in grok 2.0. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a couple $100. Wait for it to do its thing. I'm not even going to freaking trade it. I'm just going to hold on to it. See if grok hits crazy levels. Day trade grok, swing trade it, take advantage of the grok narrative, but I'm not going to be throwing thousands of dollars on baby grok at these zones right here. That's just me. You know, you want to take on the risk when no one's willing to go ahead and take it, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. This one's like high score right here. I don't know what this is, honestly. 4,000 liquidity is freaking terrible. It's unlocked in 1 month, so I just be very, very careful. I mean, things like this is where you want to take the risk. This is where you want to throw in the $100 because pumps like this make you a lot of money. But when you're not looking out for the liquidity, it's going to be very, very difficult for a lot of you to cash out if you're entering high score with a $4,000 of liquidity. And the liquidity is about to be unlocked in about a month with 79%, I think, or 719.75 HSC, which I don't know how much that is. But only 29,000 market cap, right? If this thing does pump, you're gonna be good, but it needs liquidity. So, I just, for me personally, I'm just not gonna touch this. I'm realistically, I'm gonna be honest with a lot of you. I'm not gonna touch a lot of these tokens. I'm gonna do whatever I feel comfortable with, and you should do the same. You know, if you're willing to go ahead and throw in your money into a lot of these projects and risk it, do it. Go for it. I'm not here to tell you what to do and what not to do, right? I'm just here to go ahead and give you my opinion and give you an insight of what I believe and what I've witnessed along the years of all this freaking Pepe frogs, dog coins, the grok coins, all this BS Telegram bot. There's always a need narrative. So if you miss out on making money on grok, dude, there's going to be freaking plenty of money for you and I to make money. Trust. It's all about understanding the way the market moves, though. It's like, let's say, for example, let's say the next meta is fucking a butterfly meme token. And I got to watch out with cussing because now I'm monetized. So I have to be very, very careful. I'm going to do my best moving forward not to cuss a lot. Let's say next month is a butterfly token. It's butterfly emu, let's say, for example. And let's say butterfly emu makes new all-time highs. Now you want to start looking into the butterfly emu 2.0. Because we've noticed that usually a 2.0 was a new meta that came out that now takes up the narrative. So moving forward, whenever there's a new token, look out for the 2.0. Look for the baby emus. Usually those, as Alan says, they usually typically do bad. They do actually a lot more worse than the other ones, like the babies. But that's what you want to be looking for. Let's say bonk. I'm sure there's probably a bonk 2.0. Probably bonk 2.0 didn't do as good, but maybe in the beginning it did. And that's what you need to look for. And that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, is be able to sniff these narratives quickly. And that's when you have to go ahead and take on the risk. Let's say grok came out, or let's say butterfly emu came out. Let's just say bonk. Let's say bonk. Let's give an example of bonk. Bonk is at a 223 million market cap. Super, super risky right now, even to trade it. I'm just going to be analyzing. The only reason why I know bonk is going to go up because Solana has been pumping like crazy, and Solana is going to pump, even though I think it's a bullshit blockchain, and really there's nothing revolutionary about Solana in my opinion. But all I know is that there's a big community behind it, and people love freaking Solana, right? Even though it's a pretty, in my opinion, not revolutionary blockchain. Like, I could have made a Solana, right? Like, that's how, like, in my opinion, their technology is not like, wow, like this is revolutionary. But people think that, right? So because people think that, even though I don't like it, doesn't mean I'm not going to buy it or sell it or invest it, right? I'm going to go where the hype is at. Solana's pumping. Do you think I don't think that Solana is freaking overpriced? Solana is overvalued. Solana should not be in the levels of where it's at right now. Solana is not worth $53 in my eyes. I think this is super, super overpriced. You see, obviously, the manipulation that's in Solana. I mean, it's pretty clear how much it has pumped. Literally, this last month, 70%, it has pumped. Like, Solana's freaking overpriced, bro. Super overpriced. I don't care what you tell me, but Solana's overpriced. Super overpriced, and it's probably going to go ahead and approach $500 plus. And not because I think it's overpriced. It doesn't mean I'm going to short it. No, I'm not going to do that. That's quite dumb. I mean, it's giving me signs of an uptrend, and it's showing us strength. Why would I be dumb enough to go ahead and short Solana and try to short it to zero because I hate Solana, right? No, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take advantage of the moon boys that love Solana, that think Solana is revolutionary. And I'm going to be right there with them. I'm going to be like, yeah, Solana is revolutionary, bro. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And realistically, I don't think so, but because I know Solana is going to approach, these levels back again at $100, $200, $500, and I'm pretty almost sure they're probably going to have a Solana ETF. I could almost guarantee you that. For that reason, I'm willing to invest in Bonk. Because even at these levels right now, it makes no sense looking at the daily. Super, super risky. But because I know the Solana boys and girls are super excited about how revolutionary Solana is because it came out with the phone, Solana is probably going to hit $500. And that's what I'm saying. Right now, people are too interested into the Groks, but best believe I'm going to be looking into the Solanas because right now Solana is pumping, and Solana is going to take everybody by freaking surprise. Everybody by surprise because they're too busy with the Groks. They're too busy with the baby Groks, with all this BS Grok and all of this, and they're going to be distracted. And that's why I'm saying we throw in some money into the Groks. Cool, yeah, let's ride the narrative with the Groks, but let's go ahead and focus at what's in front of our faces. Don't get distracted by the shiny object, right? Let's go ahead and see what's in front of us. Solana is going to pump. We start looking into the Solana meme tokens. We start looking into the AI narrative tokens. You can go right here on CoinMarketCap, AI and big data. And I'm gonna start reading the questions right now because I apologize. I'm getting like way too deep into these conversations. I'm like super like focused today. I apologize. Alan says can't stand the babies. They never last nowadays. I agree with you, bro. The babies never last. Ryan says MOC. Shout out to MOC Mellow fan. HSC has the last 4 on the contract is 636B on BNB. Got it. Edward says I still got my Wall Street memes token, Tonic, and a few other. Let's go. Bitcoin needs to pump 50K before others pump. I agree with you, Edward. 100%, bro. 100%. Black Ranger says also sure take audit 100% on Baby Grok. I mean, yeah. See, the thing is, like, and I'm gonna sound like the bad person here, right? When you're seeing a lot of these meme tokens or like tokens talk about like, oh, they got SurTech audit, they got this BS, KYC, it's all full of shit. It's only just to sell you and I a freaking illusion that it's more secure than what it really is. But in reality, they're really not. So when it comes to like these kind of like SurTech audits, like badges and like, oh, they got SurTech audited or they got audited by 10 different freaking blockchain companies, they're super secure. It's total BS. It's one of the best ways to go ahead and sell the people the dream that it's a secure blockchain in order for them to put more money. Then yeah, take advantage of that. But I wouldn't go ahead and like feel 100% confident that they have a SurTech audit. Like even that thing, in my opinion, I think is just a cash grab for a lot of these developers to get a freaking badge on their token. I mean, how many tokens do you know that possibly have had some sort of audit and still got exploited? Ryan says, ding ding. Alan says, I got into Grok at 10 million. I so see Q doing the same thing. I agree with you, Alan. I do think that Q is probably doing something very similar with Grok as well. And for that reason, I would rather risk my money on Q and Grok 2.0 than Grok. Grok, I'm a swing trader, so I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to freaking swing trade the F out of that one. I'm a day trade Grok. I think Grok is going to be the huge money maker. But it's not something I'm going to be willing to go ahead and add to my position and bag, because I bag holded it last time and it got freaking exploited with an exploited contract and I got wrecked. Glenn, how's it going, bro? I was talking about XNA last time and MEXC went and decided to list it on futures. Hey, John, how's it going? It's going pretty good, bro. That's actually a pretty good sign for me, man. If XNA got listed on futures, obviously that means there's more manipulation. and usually, typically, we know the MEXC effect that when they get listed on freaking futures, it begins to dump. It's quite scary when a lot of these meme tokens get listed on MEXC, right? They usually dump during those zones. But for me personally, I like them when they're on futures. What is the number on XNA for futures? I would definitely like to go ahead and see that. But I mean, XNA too has been pumping like crazy. It's down about 12%. Looks like it's holding some sort of area of consolidation. It does seem like there is probably like some bot action going on around this zone though. But you can just tell by the wicks. When you start seeing like these wicks that are very consistent and they're like almost aligned to each other, it just tells you there's probably like some bot action going on. Probably some market makers like artificially pumping the market. But this looks like it's about to break out to the upside. Let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin. Go ahead and show me any more of your tokens, by the way. Sometimes you can go ahead and post a contract on the stream. If you want me to go ahead and show, if you want to show me a project, post a contract on the live stream. I'll go ahead and approve it, or reach out to me on Twitter at ALTCOIN John and send me a DM message, just like you saw with Black Ranger, and then I ended up just copying the address there directly, right? So you can go ahead and do that as well. Definitely do go ahead and encourage all of you to go ahead and do that. But right now, as I mentioned, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, and let's go ahead and see where Bitcoin's heading towards, right? Let's see where Bitcoin is feeling, how Bitcoin is feeling. I think Bitcoin's looking bullish. Just to go ahead and break it down very, very easily for all of you, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Can Bitcoin get rejected at $37,000, come back down to 35 and 34? Ideally, I did mention that I would like to see Bitcoin hit $34,000. I do think, in my opinion, it is going to shake up the market if we do see Bitcoin approach probably back to the $34,000 area. I think ideally we could see Bitcoin go as low as $36,000, even as low as $35,26 before we see another breakout to upside. But we do need to see Bitcoin. Doesn't mean we have to, by the way. I would like to go ahead and see Bitcoin enter around these zones to then go ahead and have more volume, more momentum to go ahead and pick up and break past through this 38,500. And I think once we break 38,500, we're off to the races. I think $40,000 is around the corner. And this is exactly what we need in order for more people to feel more bullish, in order for Pepe to pump, in order for Grok to pump, in order for all these altcoins to pump. We need to see this kind of movement with Bitcoin right now. So moving forward, as I mentioned, still bullish in Bitcoin overall. I don't really trade Bitcoin. I pretty much just analyze it and trade the lower cap altcoins and the meme tokens. That's what I feel comfortable with. But I do think ideally once I start getting like I have a $50,000, $100,000 portfolio and above, then yeah, I'd be more than comfortable and willing to go ahead and trade Bitcoin and Ethereum possibly. Ethereum's all right to trade with. I think Solana is probably like the move right now. And I just mentioned, how much I hate Solana. I just told you it's overpriced, it's overvalued. It shouldn't be worth what it's at. But I do think Solana is going to hit over $300 plus. I do think Solana is going to have its own ETF as well. So for those reasons, be on the lookout for Solana. Bitcoin's looking good. I'm not going to go ahead and do too much TA on that. Let's go ahead and look at the DXY, see how the DXY is currently standing today. I did mention, I believe it was on Saturday, that if we do go ahead and see the DXY, you know, lose this support around the 103 and below, we're more than likely approaching the zones back to the 101, which would be a very, very bullish thing for Bitcoin and the DXY, in my opinion. But we also have to keep in mind that usually when the DXY approaches these zones where it's like the oversold territory, or the oversold territory, which we're very close to on the RSI. You saw right here when we entered the oversold territory on the DXY, we saw the DXY continue to pump, breaking through those new resistance. So I think right now, with what we're seeing, and you know how I told you, I was like, I don't know, maybe this is the top of the market. I don't know. Right now with Bitcoin, we could see a temporary dump in the market. But also, remember how we talked about the zone of Bitcoin dominance approaching, you know, 39% or the 50-something%, I forgot, 48%. If Bitcoin does go ahead and dump back down to the 101, we're still going to have another crypto rally going on, right? But as soon as we do see the DXY reverse, then if there's a possibility that this could be a resistance up to the 106. We could go ahead and see the DXY fall back down to these levels, or maybe around these levels, or maybe the DXY enters this oversold territory right here, which doesn't mean it has to happen. The RSI doesn't mean it needs to follow, right? We could go ahead and have a reversal with a fake out to the 105 on the dollar, come all the way down, loses support to the 202, loses support to the 101. And if we lose the support to the 101 and below, chat, I think this is a bull run that's starting. This would be some sort of bull run indicator that would be starting if the DXY loses the support of 101 and below. I think this is what we need. And obviously this would be that would mean market conditions globally, especially in the US, are going to be hit hard. You're talking about unemployment being very high, people losing their jobs, people losing their houses, people losing their cars. We're already seeing a decrease in the market, in the U.S. market, with cars and luxury spending. Cars are down over 30% in the last 6 months. And towards the coming year of 2024 to 2025, more people are going to lose their houses and their jobs. And the market is going to look shittier, but you and I are going to be making a boatload of freaking money. So you and I, while the cars and the houses that people are going to be losing, which is not funny. I'm not saying it's funny, but those are going to be the times that you and I are going to be buying all these luxury items for freaking cheap, literally 30-40% off. We're going to be able to probably get our new Lambos at a very high discount for all those people that bought into Lambos at the very high top of the market. Buy all the watches, all the Richie Millies, all the Rolexes at a very high discount, right? If we approach, you know, the dollar coming down to these levels, it's going to look really bad for the market. You know, I told all of you that we need to see the dollar collapse. We need to see the U.S. markets collapse, and that's obviously, we're already seeing it a lot in a lot of countries, their own currency kind of collapsing. But the dollar right now has been holding on because they've been lending money, right? The U.S. is ran, and this is a global thing, right? Especially in the U.S., it's a debt system, right? The U.S. only runs and the dollar is only strong because the U.S. loves putting people in debt, loves giving out money, loves putting people in debt, loves financing everything you could think of. They'll finance you freaking a set of knives for kitchens if they have to. That's how the U.S. is. I'm not sure how it is in other countries, but that's how it is in the U.S. Like, they'll literally finance you a freaking pillow, bro. Like, you can't make this thing up. And the DXY approaching these levels very, very hard on the market, but that also means the market's going to go up higher. And this is what we need. We need to see this sort of dollar collapse, or you know, the dollar getting weaker in order for the markets to pump, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Doesn't mean it has to happen. It's just what I've been witnessing and what I've been analyzing. And so far, you and I have been able to make money in the market because we're looking at the DXY. We're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance, even though we don't trade any of this shit. I don't trade the DXY, right? I don't trade Bitcoin either. But because you and I look at these trends, I guess, if you want to call them, this gives us the upper edge when to trade the meme tokens, when to go ahead and enter, you know, higher risk positions, because we analyze these things right here. So now let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin dominance. And I did mention, I'm sorry about that. And this is the reason why I completely forgot. This is the bearish scenario, right? This is the bullish scenario right here. This is the bullish scenario where Bitcoin goes up $40,000 and above. I think once it hits 40,000, 50 is around the corner, and people are going to be freaking losing their mind, literally trying to buy the tops, and they're going to get wrecked again, and then it's going to pump up again. And we know how things go like that, right? But with the DXY, if we don't get rejected at the 105, it's going to look really, really bad for the market, chat. Super freaking bad. And that means that if the DXY doesn't do what I just told you right here, if it doesn't follow this kind of scenario, then crypto is going to take a massive hit and people are going to get wrecked. And this is the reason why I'm saying trade the market right now. Don't hold on to the market, because if the DXY does reverse either right here, and we do see that reversal coming in, the bearish scenario to this is if we break through the 105, we're more than likely going to break through the 108s of resistance, and we're going to go ahead and approach the DXY to the higher highs of 120 up to $150, which my target's actually over here. This is my target right here. I think this is what the DXY is going to do. I think the DXY needs to go up in order for us to have a bull run. Like, the higher we go, the harder the crash, which means the more money we're going to make, right? So ideally, as much as I would want the dollar to, just collapse right now, I don't think the market has seen enough pain. As bad as that sounds, I don't think we've seen enough pain in the market yet. People are already kind of panicking. They're complaining. They're like, oh shit, inflation's hitting us hard. I can't believe this is going on. And I've told you, I'm not a negative person, but we also need to stay realistic to this, right? I don't want to go ahead and be too bearish, too bullish. I want to give you both scenarios, right? Because I'm trading this market, and as I'm telling you this shit's going to affect my life too, right? I don't have billions and millions of dollars. That I'm not saying that any of this shit's not going to affect me. This is definitely going to affect my life and my family if I don't react to this, right? And I don't want any of you guys to be affected either. Like, I don't want any of you to be trading this market and have to go ahead and get wrecked. Like, I'm giving you the warning now. Like, if you have not seen the warning, and this is a global thing, if you are not seeing the warning now, be very, very careful. This is going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But the bright thing to it, that once we start approaching these zones right here, not only is crypto going to get hit, but if we're able to buy these dips before leading on to 2024 to 2025, financial freedom will be achieved for many of you. And you would never have to go ahead and worry about anything with the economy, because this is where we're going to make the most money. So we need this whole entire economy thing to happen in order for us to make a boatload of money. And the only way we will make enough money to go ahead and not have to worry about, where the freaking US market is going, or, what's going on around the world, where we have enough money where we could probably buy our own island and relax and not have to worry about what's going on with the economy and inflation. We need to see one of these two scenarios. So both of these scenarios are very, very bullish. So regardless of what people are going to be telling you, where you're going to be hearing about the news, they're going to say, oh, we are not in a recession. We're in a freaking recession. We've been in a recession. It's going to get worse. I expect higher numbers to go ahead and come down or go up, higher unemployment, higher repos, higher loan defaults. You're going to see a lot of this, right? But if you and I understand this, and we're not over leveraging ourselves, meaning we're not spending all of our money on stupid items like probably buying a new car right now wouldn't be a good time in the market. I think in the next couple months it will. I'm actually looking at a car to go ahead and buy in the next couple months, and I've been patiently waiting literally for the past 3 years to go ahead and buy me a new car. You and I are going to be rewarded. So if the DXY approaches these levels, yes, there's going to be a lot of pain in the streets. There's going to be a lot of people panicking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and the stock market taking a hit. But you and I are going to be making money both sides. Whether the DXY goes up, we're going to be buying the dip. We're probably going to be shorting the market. If the DXY comes down to these levels of what I just mentioned and it gets rejected, the bull run has started. So both scenarios are good, right? I'm going to keep it very simple and not talk anymore. If the DXY drops below 101, we're more than likely going to go ahead and see the 94. And that means the collapse of some sort of dollar has already happened, and we might see the economy begin to shift now. If we don't, that means we're going to make a lot of money right here, right? If the DXY reverses and breaks through these resistance, which I think are very, very possible, not only are we going to go ahead and see interest rates continue to go through the roof, but we're going to see inflation go through the roof. And once we start approaching these zones, it doesn't mean we have to hit the 140. Realistically, we could probably top off at 114. 140 would be freaking amazing, because that means that as the economy is getting hit very, very hard, we're buying the dips, we're shorting the market. Let's say it tops off at 150. Now we have the dollar to collapse at even higher freaking lows. Look at that. We could potentially see the dollar collapse down to the 60s or the 50s. I'll probably be dreaming by then, right? If we ever see the dollar collapse around these zones, obviously that'd be a freaking terrible thing for the US. And I think this is the reason why a lot of countries are getting ready for their own digital currency, because they're seeing that the US markets are going to collapse hard. They're going to collapse hard. We just don't know when. This could happen in 2 years. Maybe this scenario plays out in 4 years, 3 years. I don't know. What I could go ahead and tell you is that one of these two scenarios, I could guarantee you is going to happen. And I don't like using the word guaranteed, but I can guarantee you that if the DXY falls below these levels, bull run starts. If the DXY breaks above these levels around the 108, people are going to panic. Markets are going to take a massive hit. You're going to be expecting another one big dip, as I mentioned. And then we're going to have, Bitcoin eventually, as it reaches the top and people get wrecked and you sell the bottom, all these institutions are going to be buying. The collapse begins. And then we're going to see Bitcoin approach $100,000 and above. Why do you think they're trying to come out with this ETF? Think about it. Why do you think the US is looking for this ETF? Why do you think the US is going after Binance? Because the US is super freaking fucked. The US is so effed right now. Every other country is pretty much ahead of the US, and the US is the only one lacking below. So what does the US do? They try to scare everybody off by regulation. Let's go ahead and take out the biggest freaking exchange, Binance. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this, because the US is panicking right now. They don't know what to do. They thought they were going to be able to control and stop blockchain. But after what happened with FTX, they realized that people are like, dude, we don't care. We're going to go ahead and still continue to trade. And there's people that, are like, dude, you know what? I got super wrecked and I'm never going to touch crypto. And it worked. Their plan worked, right? But for you and I, we've always wanted decentralization, right? And with the ETF coming in and happening, it's the most freaking bearish thing that could happen. I'm telling you, it's not bullish. ETF is not freaking bullish. If you think the markets are manipulated right now and controlled by institutions, think about when an ETF gets approved. BlackRock, dude. BlackRock literally owns the whole world. Literally, they own everything. They own all the food manufacturers. They own everything. Literally everything they own. And people are cheering on for a BlackRock ETF approval. It's like, bro, like, are you serious? Like, are you not aware of what goes on in the world? Like, are you that delusional? And I'm sorry, I'm being a little, kind of upfront, a little bit rough. Like, if you didn't know any about this, it's okay to not know, and now you know. But if you understand all of this, and you know that BlackRock probably owns literally the whole world, and you're cheering on for an ETF thinking that your Bitcoin is going to go ahead and make you millions, what they're going to do is, as soon as the ETF happens, I think they're going to do a buy the rumor, sell the news. There might be some sort of pump, and then people are going to get wrecked. So they're going to go ahead and dump it. People are going to go ahead and panic. They're going to lose their money, and then they're going to go ahead and pump the market back up. And now institutions and the big players are a part of the game. Now they're going to have all the control of everything in the blockchain. Everything. And that's what their whole entire goal is to own everything. And this is why a dollar collapse needs to happen. A dollar collapse needs to happen whether they want to or not. We're currently we're in a huge debt bubble right now. And this bubble cannot be sustained. So if people continue to lose their jobs and they're not able to make enough money, inflation continues to go up, how do you think people are going to be able to pay their credit cards or their mortgages or car payments? They're not. They're going to go ahead and start going into default. And what does that mean? Companies are going to take a huge loss. So that means that bubble is going to have to explode. And right now we're in a debt bubble. People are financing literally freaking pencils, probably. I'm not even making this thing up. We live in a world of debt. And this debt bubble is getting closer and closer to pop. And for you and I, it's a very freaking bullish thing. You and I are going to make so much freaking money. I promise you. We'll make so much freaking money. But for the people that don't understand what's going on in the world, it's going to be really, really sad, because there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be aware of what's going on. And for that reason, you know, if you have anybody that you care about, loved ones, or anybody that don't understand blockchain and don't understand like any of what goes on in the economical world, like, do them a favor, man. Go ahead and share my channel. I am a little raw. I am a little, you know, straight to the point. You know, you're either going to love me or you're going to hate me, but that's the reality of the world. And if you don't want to hear, then this is probably not the right channel for you, right? I'm here to go ahead and keep everybody with everything up front, with anybody that wants to know about this, right? Because, like, as I mentioned, this also affects me. It's not like it's not going to affect me whatsoever. It's going to freaking affect me a lot. And I have to go ahead and make the moves now. I have to go ahead and make the money now, because this is really going to look really, really ugly worldwide, globally, especially if we're not prepared. And I'm preparing myself right now, and I'm preparing myself with all of you, to whoever is ready to go ahead and take on this this challenge, I guess, if you want to call it, right? Glenn says, you saw USTC, right? I did hear about that. I know there's a breakout of like over 200%, right? Glenn says, I kept trying to catch a ride in either direction. How did that glow, Glenn, by the way? Billy, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one. Tillery says, so when you putting that $100 in at, bro? You're talking about for which token? For Grok 2.0? Quote, how's it going, bro? Here I am again. Does anyone now if USTC is good buy, or what is it a good buy at this moment from altcoin? Let's go ahead and look at USTC, bro. We'll do that. And since a lot of you are talking about USTC, because I did actually see that, and I was wondering what the F it was. We're gonna go ahead and do some TA on US. Oh shit, dude, what is this? Whoa. Dude, this is what you call a short squeeze. This is freaking insane. Look at this pump. Congratulations on anybody that caught that pump. That's a freaking 492% pump. And see, these are the kind of opportunities that are always in the market. So let's go ahead and just do some quick little TA in USTC. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I really don't care what it is either. If it is some AI narrative, then this is definitely going to be something super, super bullish. Looking at USDC on, let's go ahead and start off with the daily again, right? Smash that like button for me, for everybody that's tuning in. We have over 20 watchers right now, only 13 likes. Go ahead and do me the huge favor by smashing that like button for me. So looking at USTC, we do see that damn, dude, this is crazy. So it launched back in May 2022. Look at this dump all the way down, over 90% dump. It pumped all the way back in June when we had the other meme coin season kind of happen. And then we saw it top off at 0.10 cents. And now if we go ahead and look for these areas of resistance, which is very, very risky, right? Like for me personally, I'm not going to be touching USTC. This looks like definitely a destiny for me to get wrecked. And for me, I'm just not going to go ahead and I don't want to say over leverage myself, but I don't want to put myself in that risk right now, like with tokens like this, right? This is super, super degen plays. I feel like I already did a pretty degen play earlier this month with Grok, and I got wrecked. So we could go ahead and say that's an area of resistance, right? So looking at the 4 hourly, let's see what we find. We do see some sort of reversal coming in with the 4 hourly. Typically, I would want to go ahead and tell all of you to be very, very careful. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but typically there's two scenarios that we can go right here, right? Looking at the 4 hourly, we do see that some sort of reversal will be coming in, and this sort of reversal could go ahead and come in and possibly get rejected around the 0.062. So let me go ahead and give you some zones, because this would actually be a really good token to long or short with literally the scenarios of what I told you about the DXY going on. And this is actually a really good opportunity for both you and I, right, to go ahead and be on the lookout for. So let me go ahead and put these price targets right here, and we could just go ahead and say safely that, let's just say, for example, let's just say support was found right here, all right, whatever, 3052. Typically what I've noticed when we see massive, retracements like this, there's two scenarios, right? The first bearish scenario is that this is a fake out. We're going to go ahead and have everybody think that this is a support. We're going to see the support happen, It's going to go ahead and pump all the way up to 6285, get rejected, loses support at 4356, loses support at 3052, and then all the way down to 0.14. That's one of the bearish scenarios that could happen, right? So now let's go ahead and talk about the bullish scenario. And this is literally 2 entry points. You could either short this or long this. If it pumps, you know, above 6285 and then starts getting rejected down to the 5477, it might be a time to enter a short and ride the wave all the way down to 3052, which, if more than likely, if we do go ahead and get rejected right here, that's a 50% dump. We're more than likely probably going to be approaching an 80% dump, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, not financial advice. Now, the bullish scenario is, if we see this break through like nothing and we see 6285 be broken like nothing, that means that more than likely we're going to break this area of resistance at 7979, and we're going to be approaching the new highs for USTC. So I just gave you both bullish and bearish scenarios of where you could go ahead and long and short this market. And if we were to go ahead and break through that area of resistance right here, I think typically we could probably go ahead and reach 0.11, which is around 11 to 10 cents. So riding the wave from here to the top, that's about 180% pump, which is a almost a 2x. And if you do go ahead and short the market from where we talked about, which is right here, you're still going to be, making over 80%. So I think there's an 80% upside, over an 80% upside, over 100, almost a 2x to the upside if it does pump to the area of resistance. If it gets rejected, you still have over a 90% dump to make money. So you'll be making money both sides. So maybe this is something you want to keep your eyes on. This is on the 4 hourly at least. Let's go ahead and see if we see anything on the 30 minute. We also do see that we are at an area of resistance. So we're going to be seeing in the next couple hours how this zone is going to be getting treated. Let's go ahead and see. We do see the RSI cross though, which is typically a bullish sign, right? When we do see the RSI cross like that, it's typically a bullish sign. And we do see, momentum coming in. We are seeing the volume 11% pump. So I think more than likely this probably will go ahead and break through this 5948. But as I mentioned, I literally just gave you 2 zones of both bullish and bearish. If it gets rejected, you still go ahead and make money on the downside as well. And we do see on the 15-minute chart, we're already getting rejected. But we see on the RSI, we are oversold. We see the RSI cross, and this could potentially be some sort of cup and handle pattern, retracing down to the 03970 and then pumping back up, retesting the 5035. And more than likely, if it does retrace down to the 03949 or 03039, now it's dumping. Or it's pumping. Let's see. 03949. If it dumps down to the zone right here, more than likely there will be more momentum to go ahead and push this to the upside, break through the resistance, breaking through the 6072. So I don't know. I would just say wait for a couple minutes, but we are seeing some sort of W pattern to happen on the 5-minute chart. So we see the double bottom at the bottom. Typically, we always see with the double bottom form an additional cup and handle pattern, which is 2 bullish scenarios. And this could be a swing to the upside. So this could be a really good trade right now with USTC. Honestly, this is looking like a really good, if you could trade this for the next couple hours to a couple minutes, you might be able to really capitalize on this pump and possibly even make just a 40% pump, which with leverage is actually pretty good. So right now, I would just say focus on the smaller time frames. So if you're looking for an entry, focus on the smaller time frames. As I mentioned, W pattern, double bottom on the 5-minute chart, cup and handle pattern looks like it's forming a little bit more of a longer time frame, and we are seeing support being found right now. So just look between. I would focus on the 15-minute chart right now. This is what I would be trading. I would be looking at the 15 to the 30-minute chart. I think right now this would be like a really good trade for the day. I wouldn't hold on to this for too long, just because, dude, this thing just pumps like crazy. I mean, we see it approach the RSI over bought, which, is giving us signs of strength, but then we see it come back down quickly, right? So we did see the RSI cross. So this could definitely be some sort of a swing trade to the upside. And that could be like a 70% pump. So, and you could actually go ahead and trade USTC on MEXC. So if you want to go ahead and support the channel with everything I just said, definitely go ahead and use my MEXC link down below. No KYC, literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. You could go ahead and leverage trade this. And the great thing about this too is that if you recreated an account, you could go ahead and create another account just to go ahead and show some love and support, right? I would obviously really appreciate that. But yeah, USTC is looking like a pretty good trade setup to trade. I would trade this thing right here. You know how I was telling you how I wouldn't trade a lot of things in the market right now? USTC would be one of them that I would, just to go ahead and do a quick little trade. So as soon as I'm done with my live stream, I might actually consider entering a trade on this. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on USTC. It was a $1 peg token that got dumped. Really? No way. Jonathan, hey bro, how's it going, dude? Hope you're having a good one today, man. The fact it's pumping, it's a meme itself. It is 9% in overall volume. It's a huge mass degen move. Yeah, 100%, dude. If you're entering USTC, which none of this is financial advice, I don't encourage any of this behavior. Just kidding, I do. No, I don't. This could be a really good trade setup, but only trade. I would just trade this in the next couple hours. Get in a trade and get out. I wouldn't hold on to this like no more than a day, and I wouldn't hold on to this play for no more than like 4 hours. Try to probably trade this for the next couple minutes. As I mentioned, focus on the 3-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, and the 15-minute chart. And probably at the highest chart that I would be looking at this is at the 30-minute chart, and that's it. Make your nut and you're out. You know what I mean? This is what's going to go ahead and make you make more money on your bag and then add on to the dips that we're actually looking for. Another token that I was looking at and I really want to see how it's doing right now is the FTT token. Super freaking degen move too. So let's go ahead and see how it's doing right now. Glenn says check CMC. It was a peg token. I have to go ahead and see that right now. What about bad AI? We'll go ahead and check that out right now. Glenn says, I wouldn't trade it unless you're looking for extreme risk. Yeah, dude. I mean, I wouldn't trade it either. As I mentioned, right now I'm not trading the market. I'm chilling. But if I was to trade any of the tokens, it would be USTC because it's super degen play, as you said. Oh, it's Terra Luna Classic. That's what USTC is. I didn't know that. I mean, this thing's looking like a massive cup and handle pattern on the daily. Dude, this is how you know we're in a freaking space full of degens. Like, USTC was a stable coin by Terra Classic that ended up becoming unstable. This was back when like the whole entire collapse thing happened with the stable coin, and now freaking people are trading USTC. Like, you can't make any of this thing up. It's hilarious. Dad Master, how's it going, dude? What's good? How's it going? Octavio says only trade at your own risk. Do your own research. 100%. Look at WeMix later. Is one coin Korean market that is going to hit the moon 2024 because 2 big games coming out. All right, let's look at WeMix, bro. I'm sorry, man. I remember you told me about it and I completely forgot. Like, dude, when I do stuff like this, when I'm talking about things and I go into a token that I was supposed to talk about and I completely forget, like, just spam the chat. Like, straight up, like, spam the chat or like hit me up on Twitter and be like, hey bro, like check your Twitter on chat, because I completely forgot, man. I apologize for that. I wasn't trying to ignore any of you. And if I miss any of the tokens you want, if I miss a token, if I missed a token that any of you wanted me to go ahead and review, go ahead and comment down below right now. Right now we're researching WeMix, and then we're gonna go ahead and look into bad AI artillery. My bad. I'm a little bit all over the place right now. I'm getting a little too excited in this market. That's what happens when I get a little too excited. So it looks like WeMix is on crypto.com, which is a really bullish thing. Yeah, dude, like when I'm in the zone like that, like just feel free to just freaking like comment on the chat and just be like, bro, like talk about this project, because I remember you probably told me like the first couple minutes in the stream and I completely forgot. I apologize. MEXC 3.0, welcome to the ever-changing era of Web3, presents a borderless mega ecosystem offering a decentralized blockchain network driven by a platform and focus of delivering experience-based services. So what does that mean? View more. Birth of wandering staking, introduction to fee delegation, blockchain ecosystem, mainnet protocol, scalable, decentralized, 1 second block. But what is this for? What is MEXC for? I don't understand what MEXC is. Life is a game, NFT is a live evolution, decentralized finance platform, token gate communication. The most secure, transparent wallet, MEXC Play is a mega blockchain gaming platform that supports the Web3 transformation of games with tokens of GameFi marketplace. Okay, so I like this. So it's I'm assuming it's an ecosystem that helps support, you know, the metaverse and NFTs. Then we have Nelly, which is NFT is a live evolution, is a DAO, NFT, and live DApp platform that creates a civilization based on blockchain based on the Neve protocol. The DAO operates in transparency and all of his BS. MEXC.5 is the official DeFi platform. Okay, so they have different protocols. Papyrus, token-based communication. Is this like all at one thing, all at one? Or is this like different tokens? Because that's what I want to know. Like if MEXC runs under all these protocols, which obviously I haven't done all my research, right? I'm just doing a quick little research glance. So if you know, let me know down below, because this is like, I like this. I'm liking this because I like the gaming. I like NFTs, even though I think NFTs are kind of scams, but I do think that NFTs with gaming, even though I think gaming on blockchain is also a scam, I do think the narrative behind this is definitely going to go ahead and take off with this whole entire metaverse thing. I was telling all of you, I just recently watched this video of Alex Becker talking about this metaverse play being like one of the biggest things, and I completely agree with him. And I think right now we should be focusing on also getting ready for this whole entire metaverse. I think this metaverse thing is going to be bigger than we had last bull run, and this is why I'm telling a lot of you that right now you want to be don't get too distracted with the groks, and there's going to be plenty of groks, right? There's going to be plenty of them. But don't get distracted by these shiny new objects, because we still need to focus on our main goal. And what is our main goal? Looking for the alpha before it takes off. So while people are getting distracted by the groks and the Pepes and the butterfly emus, you and I are doing research into these projects, these ecosystems, kind of like this one right here. MEXC, never heard of it. It's an ecosystem with something related with gaming is what I'm seeing, and a lot of these other things. And we're seeing that its all-time high actually hit, you know, $14, $17, $24. It doesn't mean it's going to hit this price action again. But if this thing is running on the hype with the narrative of the metaverse, this thing's going to pump. And you and I want to be positioned, and luckily this MEXC is actually on MEXC. So you and I want to be positioning ourselves into these metaverse plays. I mean, even with MEXC, even if we were to do, let's say $100 with like a 10x leverage, and we throw in $100, like let's say on MEXC and a few metaverse plays that are listed on MEXC, $100, 10x leverage, you're only losing $100. And if it goes our way, and we're using leverage and we're risking $100, and let's say we jump into like a project like MEXC, right? There's plenty of metaverse projects, and they pump to $24. You know how much money we're gonna make off of $100? We're gonna be making like thousands of dollars, and probably not life-changing money. But if we have $1,000 and we get into a lot of these metaverse-related projects before they take off, and we're using like $100 or $200 with 10x leverage or even 5x leverage to not really risk ourselves of getting liquidated, when this pump comes, we're going to make a boatload of freaking money. And this is what we need to be looking for. So I really appreciate you on that, Octavio. I think this is a really, really solid play right here. Shout out to him. It looks like this whole entire metaverse, you know, hype will be coming back up, and it is definitely going to be coming. Let me go ahead and read some questions right now. Yeah, you got to remind me, Matt. Cat Deutsch. All right, we're gonna look at what is it, bad AI, and then we're gonna go ahead and look at Cat Deutsch. Octavio says is one of the game ecosystems. They have a lot of games, and they've already reached $25 back in 2021. Explosion. Yeah, they have a lot of coins that is in the ecosystem. People was printing money back in 2021 and 2022 during this scandemic. Search MIR4 so you could understand more of what it is. Now they have 2 big games coming out. Night Crows and Legends of Yermi is going to be huge. Bro, we putting 100 at we're putting $100 on MEXC. This is what I'm going to do, chat. So I'm going to be looking at some tokens. I'm going to be doing some deep research on some tokens, like MEXC and all of these tokens. And I'm going to be looking at what platforms are on MEXC. And I'm going to go ahead and be giving you like the prices of like what our risk to reward is. And then we're going to go ahead and start a challenge. Like, let's say we could probably do like a $500 challenge or like a $1,000 challenge into a couple $1,000. We're going to do a challenge like that. And we're going to do it to the point where we're only investing maybe $100 per these tokens on MEXC with leverage. Right now, since nobody cares about them, if we use leverage, we're not going to get liquidated because no one's talking about it. Once you start getting liquidated is when there's a lot of volatility in the market and traders and people are interested in, right? So like right now is a time we want to start entering a lot of these positions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some research today, and I'm going to be coming in with a little play where you and I could go ahead and do some sort of like $500 challenge to $1,000 or something like that, or $10,000. Because if we use $500 and we get into 5 different projects and we use 5 to 10x leverage, technically we have what is it, 1 2 3 4, like almost like a $4,000 portfolio, only risking $500. And if it pumps these zones that we're looking at right now, that $500 portfolio could potentially be over a $10,000 portfolio, only risking $500, which to me makes lots of sense, right? We're exposing ourselves at the right time, right leverage, right market, and the right ecosystem of, you know, I guess the blockchain that the narrative that we're approaching. So I'm going to go ahead and come out with this where I'm going to go ahead and start doing some research and put it, because I already have a few tokens I have in mind. I just need to make sure which ones are listed on MEXC. And I think right now we should be taking advantage of the leverage positions on tokens like these that don't freaking pump like let's see what it pumped today. It pumped 1% today. 7 days ago it pumped 0.94%. Last month though it pumped 69%. So if we're entering positions like this token where we only put in $100 with 10x leverage or even 20x leverage because our margin's not bad at all, when we're having 0.93% moves, we're not going to get wrecked. 1% moves, we're not going to get wrecked. But if we could catch another pump where it pumps 68, 69, 200%, and we're using leverage with $100, you know how much money we're going to be making? And we're risking very, very little. This is what we have to go ahead and do. So I'm going to be working on that portfolio today. I'm going to be coming out with some ideas. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my coin market cap and then come out with a video. And then I'm going to go ahead and talk about it on live. And then we're going to talk about what we should be looking at. But I think metaverse inspired projects should be the way right now. Jonathan says, Pith looks like a double bottom. I think there will be a hype with the link killer and also the Solana. If you could go ahead and post a link, that'd be great, bro. Jonathan. Octavio says, make my computer buying at 0.83 and selling at 188. Damn, bro. Did you already buy in at 0.88? So we're going to go ahead and see where things go. But I think this is a really good setup. I don't know what MIR4 is, bro. Or MROG. I'll take your word for it. I'm sure. I don't even have to look more into MEXC. I already know this is a play. I already know the narrative. You got it spot on, bro. Like you got it spot on. Now let me go ahead and do some quick TA on big. What is it? Bad AI? Because Tillery was asking for it and I completely forgot about it, dude. My bad. I'm in my zone right now. I mean, bad AI, I know it was moving with the whole entire narrative with Shiba Inu. Honestly, I don't even know what this thing is doing. But we've already seen a few projects that are moving with crypto, or sorry, AI related projects. So without me having to do too much freaking TA on bad AI, because I already saw a few charts with a lot of other AI inspired tokens, they're in a consolidating phase right now. So what we need to be looking forward right now is that maybe, I think bad AI might be another token that's going to be pumping off very, very soon. And that's because of the whole entire narrative with the whole entire grok, as I mentioned earlier, right? So put bad AI on your watch list. I'm saving this right now. I don't need to do much TA because I already told you. We just talked about the narrative. We know the narrative of AI is going to be huge. I'm very bullish on the narrative of AI, even though I know it's bullshit on the blockchain, but we're just going to go along with it and play the game, right? We're going to go ahead and play the game. And I think as we saw bad AI actually approach these zones right here, from this bottom to this top, we saw over a 700% pump. And I think bad AI might actually be listed on MEXC. So let me go ahead and actually check if bad AI is listed on MEXC. And if it is, it's going to be a really, really good thing for you and I. MEXC, yes, it is listed on MEXC. Is it on futures though? It doesn't say anything about futures. Maybe it's only on spot. If we were to get MEXC to do futures with them, or bad AI to do MEX or do futures with them, I think that'd be really, really great. It looks like they probably are not. I'm not sure if anybody wants to double check for me. Bad AI. Let's see right here. Can I do it? Alrighty. Let's see if we could actually trade it. Is this actually okay? No. So this is not this is spot. So for a token like bad AI, it could be worth throwing in a couple $100. As I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and start looking at some sort of portfolio review and start coming out with certain plays where we could go ahead and, because even at bad AI, even if you throw in $100, if it pumps back up to 700%, which more than likely it will, that's $700, right? And you're only risking $100. To me, it's worth it. Obviously, you can go ahead and risk more money into these tokens, but I think right now my kind of focus is looking for a lot of these tokens that people might not be interested in trading. Kind of like the MEXC, and if we could go ahead and jump into those tokens, leverage trading, like not even risky stuff, like risking $100 with 10x with a very, very like low, liquidity, where like liquidity won't get hit because it won't dump that much. I mean, we just saw that it pumped at the most 1%, and it dumped 0.93%. So that's giving us signs that obviously a lot of people are not interested in it yet, right? So what I think, if we could go ahead and do some sort of portfolio like that with $500 to $1,000, invest into 10 different projects or 100 or 5 projects with $100 with 10x leverage with a lot of these tokens that nobody cares about. When there's a pump, when there's a 60-80% pump, and we actually catch on to the trend, we'll be turning that $100 into a couple $1,000s without having to risk too much. And bad AI is actually probably one that I wouldn't mind throwing in $100 and just waiting to do its thing, because if it moves with Shiba, we know Shiba is going to pump back up. We have the narrative with the AI, we know that's going to pump up again. We are at a very nice area of support before the next breakout. So right now, this is nothing but good bullish signs with this kind of narrative with bad AI, idea AI. So I don't even have to do no more research. I mean, with a 4.1% dump, it's not that bad. So I'm liking that. We're going to go ahead and see where things go moving forward with that. Okay, so bad AI is going to be a good one too. Octavio says, yeah, you need to look after the payment days of the games and stuff like that, but it is generally a good entry point on 08, 150, 170. I was making good money until I switched to Pepe 2. How were you doing it, bro? Were you doing like a quick little day trade on it or what? I missed the 056 because I was too busy working and missed the DCA, but it was a really good ecosystem to be looking at. Games are the future. I agree with you, bro. Cat Deutsch, I like the way it looks, actually, Tillery. Hey, Tillery, can you go ahead and post a link on Cat Deutsch on the smart contract? Because I was actually looking for it last time, and I couldn't find it. If you could post a link right here on the chat, that would be really, really great. We're going to go ahead and look at We're gonna go ahead and look at cat Deutsch, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at Pith, and we're gonna look at cat Deutsch. Because I need the smart contract. I was looking for it last time. And then we saw Dab Master comment, I'm all in on CAS, CGPT, Beam, Teo, and BTC, and a bunch of other shitcoins. That sounds pretty good, bro. That's a pretty good list. I've never heard of CGT, but I heard Beam. I know Alex Becker talked about Beam. I think that's a really good one. Never heard of Tau. I don't think so. And Bitcoin, you could never go wrong with Bitcoin, unless that one's a Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10. That one you can't go wrong with it either. I don't know why the comment's being blocked. I'm trying to show it, but it's not allowing me to show it. It says some other moderator has already taken care of it. I'll make sure I'll make Tillery a moderator today. Vegas Inu token. Yeah, shout out to Vegas Inu token. We're going to see how Vegas Inu is doing right now. Jonathan says, I have shared the links. You don't have to look at the time, of course. Glad it was Cyber Monday. I have shared the links. You don't have to look at it now, of course. What links are you talking about, Jonathan? I'm definitely, if it's some tokens, then yeah, I'll definitely look into them right now. Live. If it's like something that you want to show me privately, then I won't show it live. But I did see your message right here. I just didn't want to pull it up. Glad it was Cyber Monday. Octavio says, yeah, I was setting up the lows. The company tend to maintain the price of the coin up, so everything someone make the profit, you almost generate a little pump because the company pay others with the coin. You also need to look after when the other institutions are coming to sell. Okay, 100%. That makes sense. Dude, that sounds a little complicated. It sounds like you have your own little system in that. See, this is what I like talking to all of you, chat. You guys are so much smarter than I am, and we're putting like literally all of our brain cells combined together, and it's literally taking us to the next level. Pith, we're gonna look at Pith. We're gonna see what Jonathan says. Let me see. Let me pull out the message right here to the side. Set the link. Okay, so this is what Jonathan sent me. Okay, so he sent me the link on MEXC. All right, for sure. I already have the MEXC link. So if you want to go ahead and trade Pith or Bad AI or any of these tokens, make sure to go ahead and use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. And let's go ahead and look into Pith, if that's how you pronounce it. I know you were talking to me about Pith a while back, right? What is going on with Pith? Okay. Do you think this is still bullish, or do you think this is going to dump more? We're probably at the 618 too, huh, I bet. Let's see. We are at the 618. We are actually at the 618, chat. Yeah, so we're in the 618. Tell me why I knew that. Well, we're at the 618 on the Fibonacci retracement on Pith. So this could be some sort of reversal to new all-time highs. Doesn't mean it's always the case, right? If it does hold that area of support, then we are going to go ahead and reverse and go to the upside. But if it doesn't, then it is going to be quite bearish. If we do lose the 618 right here, it might be a time to go ahead and open a short on Pith. But if it does go ahead and hold that area of support pretty well on the 618, this thing is going to take off and make new highs. And typically with tokens like this, I always mention, we always see two patterns where it usually forms a head and shoulders pattern. So this could be like the shoulder, and this could be the head. And then it's going to reach some sort of top, could possibly be $1 before dumping all the way down, retracing, finding another, another end, and then it's going to dump and then consolidate, and it's going to rinse and repeat. And that's something that you usually see with a lot of these tokens too. Like a lot of tokens in general always do this kind of pattern where they just pump a lot. They're forming like the shoulder, and then they form the head, and then it usually typically dumps right there. So this could be getting ready for a breakout on Pith. So be on the lookout for Pith. Shout out to Jonathan on that play right there. That's on the daily. So just look for an entry point. Let's see what we see for Pith. Even on the 4 hourly, he's giving us that sign of possibly some sort of reversal as well too, right? So it is definitely giving us what we need in order for you and I to be bullish on this. So look at the 15-minute chart, and then looking at the 15-minute chart, we do see a lot of areas of resistance. So just be very, very careful. But we do see that on the 15-minute chart, this is actually a buying zone right now. So even if you're looking to go ahead and trade this to the upside, you can even get a little 5% pump, which is not too bad. on right now's market. Getting a 5 little % pump is not too bad, but we are also seeing that we are making higher highs. So it is giving me signs that, you know, this downtrend might be over, and as soon as we break to the 0.42, we're more than likely probably going to consolidate on this area and then break the 42, and then this is going to be a full-on sign that we have broken this downtrend and we now are approaching some sort of reversal now. So it's giving us pretty good signs. It looks like it's forming some sort of reversal to the end, or I'm not sure if that makes any sense. A reversal to the end, a reversal to an end. I don't think that makes any freaking sense, dude. It kind of makes sense, but it doesn't, right? So it looks like there's an end to this. Wait. There's an end to this trend heading to a reversal is what I'm trying to say. I think that made sense, right? Meaning what I'm trying to say, it looks like the bottom has been found and it looks like some sort of uptrend is now going to begin. Obviously, in order to validate that, you know, the downtrend's over, I would like to go ahead and see a break above 40 and break above 43, hold above this. And then as long as we continue to hold above this area of support right here, this would go ahead and give us a confirmation that the bottom has been in. This is the bottom, and we are going to go ahead and retest these higher highs now, retesting a new area of resistance. So it is giving us some signs right there, but we do see that we are at very, very strong areas of resistance. So as soon as we break these two areas of resistance right here, I'm going to say, you know what, I think we are in some sort of uptrend now. We are reversing to an uptrend. So be on the lookout with Pith. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, Tillery just went ahead and showed us the contract for this token. Let me go ahead and copy it. Vegas Inu just dropped some new merchandise. How about a t-shirt? Nice. Have they made a website for Vegas Inu, by the way? We're going to go ahead and look into that right now. Dabmaster says Chain GBT is AI and a launch pad. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that, bro. But Tensor Tau is a decentralized community-driven AI proof of work. All right, yeah. Hey, chat. This is what I suggest all of you, not financial advice. Take a screenshot of what Dabmaster just posted on chat, because he's giving us some alpha. You know how we talked about this whole entire AI narrative being the next big thing with Grok? Take a screenshot of this, because I think Dabmaster is definitely running onto something right now. We're gonna look at Chain GBT right now. That sounds freaking fire, dude. A launch pad. We're gonna see what kind of launch pad that is. Mark, how's it going, bro? Long time no see. Haven't seen you in a while. Mark Dutch says traders reality not streaming. Frankie Candle's not streaming. Thank God my blue gray Pepe 2.0 friend is live. I appreciate you, bro. We're always going to be freaking live, man. Like, no matter what the conditions of the markets are, we're going to be taking advantage of this market. You know, it just seems like most people only like to stream when the markets are pumping or when they're dumping, right? But when they're in consolidation periods, they don't care. I care because I'm here to make money, right? That's really where I make most of my money. I'm not really making a killing off of YouTube yet. So, you know, obviously I would like to go ahead and look for trade setups. And what I like to do when it comes to these streams is that we all look for trade setups together. You know what I mean? I think this is like the most bullish thing ever, that we actually all get to go ahead and help each other out and actually make money together as a freaking community. And that's how it's always going to be, right? Because that's how I make my money. I make my money trading, just like a lot of you do. Right now I'm taking a picture of Pith because I definitely do not want to miss out on this play. I really appreciate all of you for these trade setups. Obviously, you know, just be very, very careful, because we also know there's a lot of whales that watch the streams and, you know, try to get us wrecked. So just be very, very careful. Even though the freaking channel is small, I don't know why whales are watching us, but I guess it's a good problem to have. We must be doing something right. Mark says, therefore, I smashed the like button, amigo. Thank you very much, Mark. I really do appreciate you a lot. Right now, we're kind of just talking about, you know, some trade setups. I kind of, you know, just to break it down for you really, really quickly. I was saying how there's this whole entire narrative with Grok, which, you know, I'm going to be day trading Grok. Even though I lost $20,000 on Grok freaking literally last week because the contract got exploited. But I'm still looking to go ahead and re-enter a position on Grok. to day trade it in and out. I'm not going to go ahead and hold on to it. I think Grok is super risky, and right now what's going on is people are getting distracted by Grok at a high market cap, at 150 something million market cap. I'm telling everybody right now that we should be focusing on anything with the word AI on it. I think that's going to be the next move. If Grok continues to pump, obviously these are high risk plays, right? These are super high risk speculation plays. Like literally Grok could be dead by tomorrow, and what we're talking about, our plan, could be gone, but I really doubt it. But what I think is going to happen is that right now with Grok having all the hype, it's going to retrace. It's going to go ahead and probably break probably $1 billion market cap. You and I are probably not going to make too much money if we don't have over $20,000 plus with leverage trading these tokens. But I think if we get into these tokens that are the lower cap tokens, anything with the word AI on them, if Grok pumps, I believe they're going to go ahead and follow the narrative and still have some sort of 10x and above potential. So that means that we could go ahead and risk $100 to $1,000 in a lot of these tokens and make a boatload of freaking money. Obviously, high risk. This is an 80% chance that we could lose money. 20% chance it goes our way. So the odds are not that high. So I don't want any of you to tell me, hey, John, you said this was going to happen and I got freaking wrecked. I'm telling you that there's an 80% chance that what I'm telling you goes out the door and doesn't happen, and a 20% chance that it plays out. So the stats were very low. You know what I mean? They're not high. They're not convincing enough. Maybe if I said, 60% chance that it pumps, maybe it's a little bit more convincing. But I'm saying there's an 80% chance that this, what we're talking about, might not happen. But I think, based on what I've analyzed the markets over the last couple of years, and a lot of you agree with me, that there's going to be some sort of AI narrative. So right now, we're going to go ahead and be looking at this next other project that Dabmaster told us about. It's called Chain GBT, which he says is some sort of launch pad, which sounds really freaking bullish, in my opinion. GPT, Chain GBT, interesting. Okay, let's see where this is. 13 cents. 13 cents. It's on KuCoin right now. PancakeSwap, Uniswap, Bybit, Byget, MEXC. Yes, let's freaking go. They're on MEXC. I love that. I love the tokens that are on MEXC, dude. Like every time these tokens are on MEXC, like I love this kind of thing. So, you know how we're talking about this? Let me go ahead and pull out a real chart. All right. It looks like Pith is freaking about to be printing soon too. I might not even be able to enter a trade with Pith, unfortunately, because I'm on live stream right now. And I have to transfer money, which I haven't freaking done yet. This is the reason why I always tell all of you, have money ready on your freaking account. I have money on my wallet right now chilling, but I haven't transferred my freaking money. So now that's going to take me probably another freaking 30 minutes to go ahead and move my money to the exchange, wait for it to be confirmed, and by then the breakout might already freaking happen. So don't do what I'm doing right now. Don't ever, if you're looking to, this is the reason why I always tell all of you, have at least a couple $100 in multiple exchanges or an exchange that you prefer to trade. So if you ever see these trade setups coming to you, you're ready to go ahead and throw your money. I'm probably going to throw in about $2,000 on MEXC again. After I get off the stream, because I think right now there's a lot of positions that I'm looking at that I would like to trade. It hasn't given me that confirmation. I'm looking for the ticker symbol CGPT. Okay, CGPT. And this is the reason why you always want to have money on the side. Like at least keep $100 or a couple $1,000 if you can. Maybe only $1,000. You don't want to keep no more than like $10,000 in exchange, in my opinion. But you definitely want to have money on the side, because if you don't and you have to go ahead and move and transfer money, that thing takes ages, and by the time there's already going to be a breakout, and you're already missing out on the breakout, and yeah, you're missing out on the opportunity. So we have to get ready. So I don't think I'm going to be able to, probably trade Pith today, because I still have to transfer my money, which probably by then the breakout's going to happen. But anyways, with Chain GBT, we are already seeing some sort of pump. We see that it got rejected at 0.15 cents. Let's go ahead and look at the daily real quick. Oh, nice. It looks like literally like a Pepe 2.0 chart. It looks like a cup and handle patterns forming on these. And like I mentioned, chat, these are super freaking high risk projects. High risks, high risk. None of this is guaranteed. Well, nothing's guaranteed in this world, right? But with this setup, I've been mentioning a lot of these meme tokens are setting up for some sort of cup and handle pattern, as we've been seeing these last couple of days. And right now we need to go ahead and focus on this RSI. Right now we are at the overbought territory, which usually means that there is a lot of strength in the token. A lot of people believe in this token going up. I would go ahead and wait for chain GBT to slightly take a dip. Find its support. Maybe the support's at 0.11. Maybe I think the support could be around 0.9. If you could go ahead and get chain GBT, not financial advice, around the zone right here, around the 9 cents, I think this is going to be like a freaking almost like a textbook cup and handle pattern, and this is going to be really, really bullish in my opinion, where if it finds support right here and we retest this area of resistance at around the 0.15, we are destined to go ahead and have a breakout to the upside. And I do think that we could possibly go ahead and see even short term up to 0.26 cents, which if you were able to capture this bottom to this top, that's about a 197% pump, right? A 2x. It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight, but if this breakout does happen, I do think it could go ahead and approach a 200% pump. So definitely be on the lookout for chain GBT. This is kind of in the narrative what we're talking about. I don't know what it freaking does. All I know, it has the word GBT and it's AI, and that's honestly, as decent as it sounds, it's kind of all I need to know. Like, I really don't need to do no more research to know what this token does, besides the fact that the chart's looking pretty good. It has some sort of AI narrative behind it, I believe, and we just talked about this whole entire AI narrative, literally the whole entire stream. So I think this could be another nice little trade setup. So be on the lookout for chain GBT. I'm going to be looking at a lot of these projects that we're talking about today, so definitely go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you think, and let's see what this thing does. Create a smart contract for a token named CGBT on Ethereum. Provide me with daily crypto analysis reports. Can you create your own freaking token right here? What is the pricing on this? What does that mean? Okay, so this thing's like super laggy. So you have the free plan, where the free plan offers free and limited access to ChainGPT's AI tools and solutions, general AI model, AI NFT generated. And then you have the PPP plan, which then offers multi-NFT smart contract auditor, smart contract generator, so you can freaking make a a token ourselves, AI trading assistant. And then you have the DAO, the freemium, the PPP plan, which is how much does this go for? This is pretty cool. I mean, realistically, you probably don't need a software like this, because you should just use ChatGPT. I'm assuming that probably this thing is like has an API connected to ChatGPT, and this is the way this thing runs. But I mean, either way, I think this is pretty cool. I mean, it looks like they have their own launchpad too, which, you know how we talked about how launchpads are something that are really good. Token sale launchpad, projects list upcoming. This one ends in about 10 hours registration. Total raise 200,000, registrations 1,000, token price 0.20, start date 11/30. So this thing's about to go live, chat. Okay, dude, this is some alpha right here. Hey, shout out to Dabmaster. This is the kind of things that you want to risk your money on, not financial advice, but this is the kind of things you want to go ahead and risk throwing money into. Like, I'm not talking about thousands of dollars. I'm talking about literally like risking a couple $100, like let's say $100 or $200 or whatever you feel comfortable losing, and throw it into these like IDOs that come, which most of them are freaking scams. But if they're not complete scams, you could actually get a better entry point than before they go live, and the vesting's not too crazy. Dude, you could freaking make like a 200% pump literally as soon as it goes live. But you need to look at these certain areas. Like, I'm gonna look at this right now. Let me read some chat real quick. Check FIDO branded as Grok's dog. It's new. FDO is ETH only right now. Hey, can you put the contract, Dabmaster? Really appreciate it. I bought ChainGPT at 0.055. Interesting. So this launchpad thing, bullish right here, bullish. This is what we need to be looking for right now. We want to be looking at launchpad. So I'm gonna leave you with a lot of this. All right. So chat, look for this. Look for launchpads. Look for metaverse inspired tokens. Look for AI inspired tokens. And these next coming days, do your research And next time we start going live, these next couple of days, like I'm gonna go live probably later on today and tomorrow, but when we go live and you join me, let's start giving each other alpha and start looking into this, because if we could look for more launch pads like this, I don't know, we're gonna do our research right now quickly, and I'm gonna show you how I do it, what I look for, what we need to focus on when it comes to this. So if you've never played with launch pads, you know what to look for, right? So we're gonna go ahead and I'll walk you through this right now. I've never used this platform, but I'll show you what I usually look for when I'm looking to jump into a new project, right? When it's an IDO or IPO, whatever the case is. And then if we could go ahead and look for more launch pads, and if they're all MEXC, that's so freaking bullish. But if they're not and they're still in a decentralized exchange and their market cap is very, very low, that's what we want to be throwing our money in, not financial advice, because that's what's going to make us the freaking insane returns where we're taking like 2,000% returns literally as soon as it goes live, and they're hitting 200 million market cap and people are just jumping in, and that's when we make the money, right? So let's look into this. I go to the launchpad, WorkX, a decentralized infrastructure for the internet of jobs. Actually sounds pretty cool. I like that. Price per token is going to start at 20 cents BUSD, swap amount, and their total raise is $200,000. You can go ahead and claim this on Chain Chat GBT pad. Accepted currency tells you right here. Okay, this is what we need to focus on, right? Always focus on a network. What kind of network is this? How much money are we going to need for gas fees? How many people could go ahead and jump in? Binance tokens are a little bit more scammy tokens. Doesn't mean you can't make money. I love freaking Binance tokens, and I think Binance tokens, when this bull run begins, they're going to come back up because gas fees are going to be way too expensive, and not a lot of people are going to be able to afford it. With Binance tokens, anybody could afford it, but also means it attracts a lot of scammers too. But this is what you need to focus on: vesting schedule. Meaning, if you invest money into this token, there has to be a period for you to go ahead and take out your money. And it says right here, TGE, which I don't freaking know what TGE stands for, but it says 15%. I'm assuming probably the token. I don't know. And this says no cliff. It says vesting for months, 21%. So you need to go ahead and invest this for 4 months, meaning you have to go ahead and put the token in there, can't move it there for 4 months, and the only amount you can go ahead and take out is about 21% of your tokens. So whatever money you invest, after 4 months, you could only sell 21% from what I'm understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I have it the other way around, but that's what I understood. And it tells you right here a little bit about the intro: the first fully decentralized job economy that allows people to collaborate without commercial middlemen like Upwork or Indeed, enabling AI job matchmaking, empowering both talent and employers without need process of Web3 knowledge. WorkX offers a dynamic cost covering fee model that can scale down its costs due to its learning effects and economies, and scale scope the optimized salaries for workers to minimize the service cost for employees. This is actually pretty bullish. You know, how successful is this going to be? I don't know. That's kind of the risk that we take on when we come to investing in IDOs. We kind of think about investing in Apple early on, right? You're investing into, let's say, a new solution, new product, and they're pretty much selling you into the reason why you should invest to it. And if it takes off, you and I are taking the risk to fund them, but we're going to be making insane amounts of freaking money because we were willing to take that risk. It tells you right here, the partners and investors, we forge powerful alliances that drive innovation. And it tells you right here about a few. I don't know how legit a lot of these are. Some of these names do sound familiar to me though, but maybe we need to go ahead and do a little bit more deep dive into this. But this is just a quick little deep dive or quick dive on live stream of the way this works. But this is what we need to be looking for. You know, are these people freaking real investors? I don't know. That's what we need to also do research on. You know, doing LinkedIn, actually going and verifying if this guy, the CEO, is actually real, if this is not BS, because sometimes all they do is like generate freaking photos and just throw it in there and it's a complete scam, right? But let's give them the benefit of the doubt that this thing is legit, right? Haven't really done my research, but it tells you right here, users pay fees with familiar fiat options to get access to services of work tokens are bought in the background. It says access to services earned from every hire, DAO governance. So it looks like every time someone gets hired, we also get some sort of passive income. And it tells you right here a little bit more of the information about the token. I apologize if I'm ignoring chat, but I want to go through this quickly just for a lot of you that don't understand how to read this. It tells you right here the treasury, the percentage of tokens, you know, how much is going to be unlocked, vesting months, the seed investors, private A, private B, public sell, liquidity, strategic reserve, team and advisors, how much is going to be going to the team and advisors, 12%, platform incentives, ecosystem and community, and it tells you the total of the percentages. It tells you right here, public sell is freaking 4 months. It says right here from seed is 18 months. So if you're a seed investor, 20% of that is going to go, and they have to wait a vesting cycle of 18 months. Private, 12. Private B, 9. Public sell, 4%. So it looks like for us, we are entering public sell. So it looks like the seed, the private A and the private B are the ones that invested the most money. They're probably going to be making billions if this thing's really successful, right? But for us, we're only taking the 4 month risk, I guess, if you want to call it, because it says right here 4 months risk cycle. It says 4 month vesting cycle, and it tells you 0.56% of the tokens unlocked, or TGE unlocked. It says right here 15% of the tokens. So this could be worth throwing a couple bucks in here. As I mentioned, I don't know. This is just a quick little research, but this is what you want to go ahead and look for, is understand like the vesting cycles, how long are tokens locked for, because you want to be putting in $10,000 and you know you can't go ahead and take out profits on your $10,000 until 6 months down the line. And if you don't know that, and if you put in your last $10,000 that you use for trading, you might be freaking screwed. Fido. Okay, we're going to do Fido right now. Right, it says the alpha is ding. Trust me, bro. I believe you on that one. Total degen pad, launchpad, any pad is a top tier in the launchpad. High risk, low cost of entry. They have burned half of their supply already. Can you go ahead and give us a contract address for any pad? Dabmaster, that'd be really, really helpful. Glenn says, why do I make more money on trades when I walk away and stop watching? Dude, it's always the case, bro. Haha, we all do. 100%, bro. Every time when we walk away from our trades is when we make the most money. And also and it's also the time we lose the most money too. Because every time I walk every freaking time I walk away from a trade, I also lose a boatload of money. Okay, so apparently they're with, okay, these are just companies they're with already. And then what I would go ahead and look for, we're not going to go ahead and talk about it today on this live stream, because I want to go ahead and focus on the tokens that Dabmaster is giving us. He's giving us a lot of alpha. So I want all of us to go ahead and take advantage of that. But then what I would go ahead and do when it comes to these launch pads, and this goes for every freaking launch pad, right? It's not just this launch pad. Usually all these launch pads are going to have information similar to this. You might have to read the white paper. It depends. I don't know. But what I like to go ahead and do is I like to go ahead and analyze other projects that did pretty good. You know, we have this one ended, doesn't really tell us, but oh, it tells you right here. It did a 10x. This one did a 10x. Chappies, total raise 200,000, 3,000 participants. It did a 10x. This one, Open Fabric AI, 150,000 raise. It did a 5x. This one right here was a giveaway and did a 6x. This one right here was an incubation, did a 6x as well. Dex check. This one did a 10x. So you see where I'm coming from? That if you put in a couple $100, a couple $1,000, you're almost guaranteed. I don't like to use the word guaranteed ever. You're almost guaranteed for a 5 to 10x. It's not always the case, but when we have some sort of bull run coming in, this is the reason why I'm talking to all of you about the launch pads, because a lot of people don't know. I mean, we can make money leverage trading. Trust me, that's going to be freaking great. But if we can find these freaking launch pads and throw in a couple $100 and a couple $1,000 while we're leverage trading, and we're waiting for these to go live, we're going to be making $10, $20, $30,000. Imagine putting $10,000 and then you get a 10x, almost guaranteed, or even a 5x, and then a 6x, and another 6x, another 10x. If you put these all together, I'm not really good at math. I think this is 12. This is let's just say 20. Let's say 30. Let's say 40 together. Let's just say this is a 40x right here. This total board right here that it did with these tokens, we don't know how true it is. We're gonna have to analyze them, but let's just say a 40x. You literally just 40x your money getting into all these projects at the same time. And these are just the top. Maybe there's more right here in the back, right? But let's look at this one right here. This one had 15% at TGE, 1 month cliff, 4 month vesting linear. So realistically, you can't pull out your money all at once either. So you know, I do also want to mention that it's you have to slowly pull out your money. And all we could do is just hope and cross our fingers that by the time we're pulling out our money, it didn't dump 80%. So maybe because it did a 10x, maybe it was because the seed investors did a 10x and not you and I. So that's something that you also have to be very, very careful. A lot of these IDOs are scams to begin with. So I also don't want to go ahead and say, oh yeah, 40x, you know, really, really easy. But realistically, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Sometimes most of these are freaking scams, and you know, by the time that we're taking our tokens out, we might either break even or barely make any couple $100s of profits, a couple thousands, and it might not even be worth jumping into any of this. See, I mean, Dabmaster just confirmed. Most of the coins I got from Chain GBT have done a 10x. 10x on the first allocation, always paste initial in some. See, 100%, dude. You can't make any of this up. I just confirmed it. Well, Dabmaster just confirmed it, that it does do that. So that's a really good sign. Okay, so let's go ahead and look for this other token right here. Dude, Dabmaster is giving us all the freaking alpha, man. Shout out to Dabmaster. Any pad. So I guess this is another token that high risk, high reward. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and check this out on Dex Tools. Put the contract in. This thing was out 2 years ago. Oh damn, dude, this is a super high risk. Super freaking high risk. $24,000 market cap, $10,000 liquidity. This is freaking insane, dude. This one's a super risky like degen play. I mean, let's see how high it actually went and see if it's actually worth. Oh shit. Oh snapperoonies. Look how high it actually went. So let's measure it from this bottom. This is a 17,000% pump, bro. I think this is a 17. What is this? 100? No, it's not a 170x, is it? No, I think it's a 1000x. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm doing my math correctly, this is like a 1000x. This is super risky. Yeah, this is some super alpha right here. This is super risky. I mean, I probably wouldn't throw in no more than $100 on this. This is like a super like degen play, like 24K market cap with $10,000 of liquidity. Yeah, he says you could get 100,000 coins for $100. So this low key might be like the Hail Mary for us. Like just in case all the other plays we jump into and they do freaking like terrible and this one actually comes back. This might be like the freaking play that might make up for all the losses and all of that, plus more. But this one also has upcoming projects as well. Look, I don't know. I'm not sure how, you know, up to date any of this information is. But I mean, the reason why this also dumped is because they had a lot of big investors. I mean, look at this. They have the Bitcoin.com, Basics Capitals. They have all these ventures. Like these are all the capitals, venture capitalists that jump in early on, invest into these projects, throw in $100,000 in plus. The token pumps like crazy, like around right here. And then they end up selling and they sell all the way down to the market and then everybody gets wrecked. You and I get wrecked. And this is the reason why, you know, if this thing is considered to be back up and running, this might be the play. Apparently he says the team still says they're working, but who knows? Let's see if they're actually working. I mean, they just got listed on freaking... Wait, this is not them, is it? Oh, look, they actually are listing WorkX as well. So look, it says right here, hello, we hope this message finds you well. We are writing to inform you about a crucial update regarding the recent WorkX project sale that was scheduled to take place on the 25th of November. We just got an update from WorkX team. This was supposed to be a private deal, but few community wanted confirmation. Now they have canceled private sale with all the launch pads, so they will not be able to continue with the private sale on any pad. We apologize for the inconvenience that caused to all of our valued investors. The team is working hard on bringing good projects for AnyPad investors. Don't worry, AnyPad is super active. Yeah, more than tokens are burned. 177 more tokens have been burned. A total of 40% of the supply. Token verification. Now that the tokens have been circulated into the equation, the max supply details, insights will be posted on this. They have like little freaking response, bro. Like they have literally like 10 likes. Okay, but this is like straight alpha, right? Because I didn't even look into the market. Oh, dude, look at their supply. You know how bullish this freaking is, chat? 34 million of freaking supply. Do you understand how bullish this is? This thing could realistically hit a freaking dollar. Like no like BS aside or any of that. Like no overhype. If this thing is still alive, this thing could freaking hit $1 and above, and we'll make a boatload of freaking money. I mean, look how many zeros is that right now. 4 zeros. This thing could literally like make a lot of us a lot of money. I don't want to say certain words, but it'll make us a lot of money. And you're seeing a lot of people buying like 20 bucks worth of something. This is worth taking a $100 risk, in my opinion. This is like a lotto ticket right here. There's a 99% chance that we lose our $100, but that 1% chance that this thing pumps, dude, we'll make over $100,000 off of 100 bucks. It's worth the risk for me, you know. So I'm going to be saving AnyPad. This is a really super degen play. Yeah, WorkX pulled out, dude. All right, chat. Well, I'm like literally almost 3 hours into the stream. Not what I was expecting. I was supposed to live stream twice today, but I don't know. I might not stream the second time today because I kind of almost hit 3 hours. I'm probably going to focus on doing a little bit more kind of this research that we had today. Maybe I do. I don't know. Well, we'll see. No promises that I'll live stream twice today. Usually, I told a lot of you that the way that I'll start live streaming twice a day is if I only stream about an hour max during this time and then an hour later on tonight or in the morning, depending on what time you're watching. But because I'm already like almost 3 hours into the chat, into the live stream, we're gonna see, because I still want to go get active on the channel by doing some altcoins. I think we should go ahead and start doing some altcoin videos. So I need to start doing a lot more research and start talking about these narratives that we talked about today on live. And the good thing is about on live is that you could take advantage of all of what we just talked about. I just gave you a lot of alpha. Dab Master gave all of us freaking alpha, so shout out to him. And yeah, go ahead and reach out to me at ALTCOIN on Twitter. Reach out to me. I do want to say thank you very much. We are officially now monetized. We are actually in the process of the application. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you, so I really do appreciate you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC. Literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. Tillery says, bro, tip jar. Yeah, we're going to be getting that tip jar very soon. We're going to be getting super chats enabled. I'm just waiting to go ahead and get my AdSense set up. And yeah, we're officially monetized, so that's really cool. I think now I just have to be very careful with my language too. So moving forward, I'm gonna try to stay a little bit more neutral and not say too many crazy things, because that's kind of the thing with being monetized, right? I'm gonna have to be very careful with the way I talk, and a lot of you know how I talk. I talk pretty aggressive and bad, which I don't want to piss off the advertisers. But I think it is going to be a good way for us to go ahead and get a little bit more extra revenue coming in. I mean, as I mentioned, the real money that's going to be coming in for me, it's going to be trading. So this is the reason why I take all of this, what we're talking about, very serious, because that's really where I'm going to be making my money. If I want to become financially free, I want to get that financial freedom, it's not going to be through YouTube, bro. YouTube doesn't really pay too well. It doesn't pay good. It pays decent, but it doesn't pay crazy amounts, right? Really where I'm going to be making most of my freaking money and my wealth is going to be trading and investing. So this is the reason why I take, you know, everything that we talk about very serious, right? Because that's the way I'm going to be able to make money. I don't make money off of YouTube like that. Maybe one day once the channel goes freaking crazy, I probably will. But we're not at that point right now, and it's not something that I'm really focusing right now. My focus is how can you and I make money right now trading the markets, and how can we go ahead and help each other out. And that's kind of the reason why I take a lot of this very serious, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing a little bit more research today. I really appreciate every one of you. Dabmaster, Tillery, I'm going to go ahead and make you mod. And then Jonathan says, thanks bro, congrats, you deserve it. I really appreciate you, bro. I really do appreciate every one of you. As I mentioned, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you, and my goal as, you know, becoming a future content creator, all of you guys are making this happen, and it's all because of you, right? I really do appreciate you. I've been on this YouTube grind for years. Literally, I had multiple channels, and I would say probably this is like the most successful, second most successful, actually third most successful channel I've ever had. I've had multiple channels: gaming, fashion, crypto. I've had another gaming another crypto channel back in the bull run, doing really good. And this one, I'm going full throttle, going all in. So I'm really ready to go ahead and take on that journey of actually becoming a YouTuber, because that's always been my dream since I was freaking 16. I've been doing YouTube since I'm 16. I'm 25 now. Probably even younger. Probably since 12 I've been doing YouTube, you know, gaming too. So hopefully this is my time that I finally, you know, make that dream come true. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you. So I really do appreciate all of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share my content. This is one of the best ways that you can go ahead and help support the channel right now. And as always, I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. And I'll go ahead and talk to you all later. More than likely, I probably will go live. That's lies. I'm lying. I love, you know, going live with all of you and talking to all of you. So more than likely, I will go live, but no promises. I am going to go ahead and focus on releasing some content for you, and I'm going to be doing research on these launch pads. If you could do some research too, no pressure. That would help me and you to go ahead and come up with these projects a lot quicker. As I mentioned, I like to look at our community as a team, not so much as me or you. And just like Dabmaster, Tillery, Jonathan, all of you, you know, providing alpha, not only helps you and I look for new opportunities, but also helps, you know, people that are tuning into the channel to also look for opportunities as well. And obviously we jump in at the right time. We all make money together, right? That's the way we can all support each other.